make it better. Do it faster, makes us stronger than ever. Hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better. 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 Work it, work it, work it, work it.
Stroll down the runway, another payday, cover of magazines. And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am the fantasy. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Two garments Chinese, red carpet TV, valet my limousine. Box office sweetie, and Oscar nominee. Now watch me snatch trophies. Woo! Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Walk, now walk, walk, now walk. Stroll down the runway, another payday, cover of magazine. And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am the fantasy. Woo! Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Bump and bump it, bump it and bump, bump it, bump.
Morning. Special treat, y'all. Special treat. Gotta put this countdown for me here. I get my little notes here. Y'all get in here, get your coffee, get your cream, get your sugar, get your cocktails. We getting started here, you guys. The countdown is over. Brother Joaquin is here. Black LinkedIn, good morning. We don't have no claps or no sound effects or something. I'll say that again later, and we'll get some claps for all the Black LinkedIn people. Driving in traffic, if you're in America, get your coffee. If you're about in the Philippines, you got your cocktails. We're going live, you guys. You're going live. I'm here. Kareem Jackson, baby. Let me get my Kareem Jackson live on the set. I have missed you. Missed you, baby. How y'all been? How have you been? Black LinkedIn, I have missed you. I have missed you. You say got my cup. We got merchandise. Talking freedom. Black LinkedIn, we got you cups, mugs, and stuff, and pins. You guys, I'm really excited to be here right now for Black LinkedIn. If you are on LinkedIn and you are Black, please go in the comments. Please like this, share this. I see all y'all watching. Like this, share this, love this. We're promoting Black businesses this morning on LinkedIn. That is what we're doing. We're asking DEI questions on LinkedIn. That is what we're doing. Can you hear me out there? If you can hear me, please go in the comments. Yes, LinkedIn, you guys. Thanks for that, Joe. The link is in the comments, you guys. Give them in the comments too, you guys, the link for them to join the show today. The link for that. You guys, thank you for being here. I want to just speak to you real quick, real directly, you guys. Let's get right to the nitty gritty here. Black LinkedIn show. I'm Kareem Jackson, you guys. I'm live on the set. This is the premiere of Black LinkedIn, the show. I got my cup. This is my monologue, y'all. This is my monologue. I get to set you up and get you ready, get you going for the show. They're going to allow, us to add applause later. This is live recorded, so you can call in, you can cuss me out, you can be frustrated, you can promote your business, all you want to do. This is for Black LinkedIn folks. So I don't care if you got a lawn cutting business. This ain't for the big shots. This is for the regular old Black LinkedIn folks. People out there that are missing the algorithm, that are missing getting the promotions. They hear everybody making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month on LinkedIn, and they wonder why they ain't never had no likes. Zero. It's for y'all. Rakeem, brother, Rakeem is here. He's coming in. We're getting him set up. He's been waiting. He's back there. They got cheerleaders. I got my cup, my mug here, y'all, merchandise. You guys, get in here, Black LinkedIn. I see you guys. I want to grow these views. Y'all want to grow these views. Please share this. Please send this to friends. This is for Black LinkedIn. So just share it, like it. Let's show some love. I want to show these people that Black folks support each other. That's what I want to show. I want to show that we know about what's going on with each other. Yes. Dr. D. Yeah, I see. I got the names right here. Dr. D. They telling me Dr. D is watching. I'm Kareem Jackson. You guys are live on the set. What is up, LinkedIn? Black LinkedIn family. What's up with you? Don't go nowhere, y'all. We got a special treat for y'all. We're going to open the show like only Black folks on LinkedIn can do. Kareem Jackson, brother, here in the house. Follow me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm here to drop some serious fire because LinkedIn needs to get a little more hot going on. We got some fire on you today, you guys. Kareem Jackson is calming down a little bit. I know I'm yelling in your face, but it's in the morning time. I want to wake you up. First of all, I want to say a big warm welcome to you, to the electrifying, the fantasizing, the wonderful, the fabulous Black Excellence premiere of the Black LinkedIn Excellence Show, where we trying to really promote Black businesses, empower Black businesses, give them insights right here on the one and the only LinkedIn. Kareem Jackson, you guys, again. Follow me, connect with me. You're live on the set. This is my studio. I am live from you with my LinkedIn cup. Live with you, you guys, from Manila, Philippines, baby. Living the passport, bro, dream. Outsourced my company. Got free 15 years ago. 2008 recession, I was done with that shit. Outsourcing, I discovered it and I fell in love. So can I get a hell yeah, you guys? Black LinkedIn family, can I get a hell yes for you guys? I have a special treat that Black folks, you're going to love this. Black LinkedIn, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. I got a treat from you guys. Don't go nowhere. Share this, y'all. Like this. Play the video, please. Black LinkedIn, you're going to love this.
Good morning. God bless you all. I am Dr. D. Knighton from Kansas City, Missouri, Shamar Ministries Online, and also Shamar Ministry of School. I'm live here at my own local assembly, World Harvest Ministries, and I want to pray with you this morning. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, God, we thank you and we praise you. We give glory unto you, for you are worthy to be praised. Now, God, as my friend Kareem go on air, God, we ask you to embark the listeners, God. We ask you to let them be able to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. And God, move them in a way that's going to make them productive for the kingdom. We come against every assignment of the enemy that want to steal, kill, and destroy. But God, we thank you because you give us life and life more abundantly. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Thank you all for joining in with us this morning for your morning prayer. May the blessings of the Lord make it rich and add no sorrow to you. God bless.
I'm telling you, Black folks on LinkedIn. Black folks on LinkedIn. Black folks on LinkedIn, please come on in here and share this, please. Promote your business. Show off what you're doing. Get some insights. Get some help. I'm doing this every week. Joaquin is here. We're going to have a good-ass show, y'all. That was Dr. D. She is on LinkedIn. Search. She's in the comments. Search for her. If you want to be a pastor, she got a school for you. Sorry, doctor. I was going to slip. If you want to become a pastor, deacon, bishop, whatever, she got some kind of school showing you how to get Jesus as a profession. Dr. D, thank you very much for that prayer. I appreciate that. Black LinkedIn, you know that was for you. I know you had a crazy weekend, a busy weekend. I know it's Monday. You got to go to this damn office. So I want to put something on you. Real. That's the real girl. Come on in here, y'all. Share this, please. Send it out there, you guys. We know they've got hundreds of thousands of Black folks on LinkedIn. We're trying to get this put in the algorithm. Facebook is whooping LinkedIn's ass right now. We got all kind of folks on Facebook. all kind of folks on KareemAntonio.com. But LinkedIn, push this out there, LinkedIn. Show them that you definitely need to show Black folks this. You need to show it. Put this again here real quick. Let's go. Let's continue with the show. Let's continue. Push my little button here, bro. Come on, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Share this out there. We want you guys to have some good time. We want to pray for y'all. Only God can do it, baby. Only God can do it. It might be a little bit much for the office, but I figured Black folks, you would like that. That would get your attention. And so now that all the white folks have left the room, all the white folks have left the building, they said, oh, these Black folks is playing gospel. They got a prayer at their office in the morning. You'll appreciate this when you drive, when you go into that office. You'll appreciate it. Whether you got your coffee or your cocktails, wherever you are in the world, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. That was Dr. D, y'all. She gave us a prayer. I want to thank you. I want to thank that sister. She is on LinkedIn. And she obviously can do a prayer for your business, your opening, for your shows. Let's make that a thing, people. We have got to reconnect. We know we're trying to blend and all that kind of stuff in the offices and in the deals, but in the day, we got to bring a little more G's, a little more faith back into business. So everybody, thank you again. I'm Kareem Jackson. If you're just joining back with here, you missed the prayer, but you can see it in the rerun. And you guys better believe it. Black LinkedIn is going to be fire. I have done this specifically because I believe that the algorithm is not doing much for us. I'm looking at LinkedIn right now. The numbers are ridiculous. We're about to flip this script, y'all, because I know there is no way that I should be having all these people on YouTube, all these people on TikTok, all these folks on KareemAntonio.com. So we're breaking down these walls and redefining the game, my friends. We are going to take this algorithm by storm ourselves. I see we have a delay. I apologize for that, but you know how it is. You guys, please put the link back in the comments if you don't mind. You can call in live. This is live recorded. They give the updated, edited version. Drop, you guys. Yes, sir, Dr. D. Thank you, love. I appreciate you so much. I want to tell you 5 things real quick. Let's put me by some time here before I bring out the real Rakeem. 5 things you might not know about Black LinkedIn. 5 things you might not know about Black LinkedIn. And white folks, you might want to hear this one too, white folks. You might want to hear this in the office. Everybody might want to, Latinos, minorities, you might want to hear this one. Black folks on LinkedIn, your growth is surging, soaring, arrows going up. Black LinkedIn is in the house. We have bombarded LinkedIn right now. Real Black folks like me, like Precious Williams, real Black folks. Even Russell Simmons, FUBU is on LinkedIn. But yo, did you know this? I'm going to tell you some facts, y'all, that you can break down. You can tell your bosses so they can respect you when they see you on LinkedIn in the office. Black LinkedIn, you guys, we are not playing. We are not here to joke anymore. We're taking LinkedIn more and more seriously nowadays as Black folks. We understand that whether you're a small business, whether you're a big business, whether you're a medium-sized business, whatever the hell kind of business you are, we know that LinkedIn is a professional place. So instead of you passing out flyers, you might as well be passing all over LinkedIn. Black folks on LinkedIn, we also know there's been an insane 60% spike in Black members since 2019. So we, at the recession, Black folks discovered LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for 14 years, but I rediscovered them during the recession. The game is changing, y'all, and it's making an impact. I'm gonna say this to you too. White folks told me about LinkedIn. My white associates told me I better take LinkedIn seriously. So in 2019, we soared. We're up 60%. So folks out there, the algorithm, all of y'all business out there, you might want to take Black LinkedIn a little more seriously. They got boss moves for entrepreneurs on LinkedIn too, because I want you to hold up for a second. Black entrepreneurs, I mean little bitty guys, 1 employee, 2 employee, 5, 10 like me. We're straight up killing it on LinkedIn. Everybody's talking about being billionaires and millionaires and all that kind of stuff like that. They take it for granted that Black folks, small business, micro business, the ones that quit their jobs, the ones that walked out, killing it on LinkedIn too. David Youngblood, Washington, D.C., shout out to you, brother. David, today we talking about there's another whopping 67% surge This is Black LinkedIn numbers I'm talking about, and self-employed Black members. So everybody on LinkedIn that's Black owns something, running something, promoting something, writing a book, launching something. That's why the corporations is just stuffing down DEI down your throat, begging you to work for them. Because most of the Black folks on LinkedIn ain't working for nobody but themselves. We're not just begging for jobs no more, people. We're not just doing that. We don't use LinkedIn like white folks do. We ain't going to LinkedIn to get no job because they know they ain't going to hire us. We building businesses on LinkedIn. We get into entrepreneurship on LinkedIn. We selling books on LinkedIn. We getting speaking engagements on LinkedIn. And we leaving legacies. That's what we doing, people. Black people have changed. Everybody don't need to be corporate. Everybody don't need to be working for the man or the woman or whoever. Black LinkedIn, you guys, another thing about us, we're bringing the heat to LinkedIn. Flames bursting all over the place. Black LinkedIn. We ain't just on here like this ain't Instagram. We ain't just scrolling. That's not what we're doing. We sizzling right now. We are on here doing business, promoting, creating content. Many, even we know the algorithm is jacked up for us, but many of their top influencers, whether you see them or not, are Black females on LinkedIn. Black LinkedIn, our interactions with all the posts, the content, the articles, all the videos they got on LinkedIn now. You know, videos actually kind of a new thing. Live streaming like this is a new thing. We skyrocketed. When they did that whole launch of videos and all that stuff, remember that? When Microsoft or Google, whoever bought them out, Microsoft, 49% of us, we reading the content. We're not just watching. We're shaping the narrative because when they did that, they saw the surge in Blacks and people of color and minorities. But Black LinkedIn. Another fact. Get my Black LinkedIn cup, y'all. Get in here, you guys. Voices that matter on LinkedIn, Black LinkedIn specifically, but voices that matter on LinkedIn. I want to tell you another fact that's really good. Listen to this. Black LinkedIn, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not, whether you care or not, we're here to speak truth, people. That's what we are. Black LinkedIn is truth. We're telling you the reason they like us because we tell you, like Precious Williams again, she came from the gutter and made it to the top. And she don't play around with telling you. I don't play around. I left it all to move abroad. Over 3 million Black LinkedIn members or something like that are really throwing it down in the algorithm. Millions of Black folks are throwing it down on LinkedIn. Millions of us. So when it comes down to it, you guys, when you really see what's happening, I got to get my notes out, y'all. My thing done. I done lost my stuff here. Let me read some statistics here for you real quick. Let me read some stats for you. I want to just get here. I'm going to put my little folder and stuff here, y'all. I want to bring this so I can read it to you. I gave you these stats. Yeah, I gave you these stats, you guys. But I want to tell you one thing too. Here we go. I want to break down this to you too as well. The voices that matter on LinkedIn. I told you they're Black folks. You got to listen up, you guys. They're throwing down. The conversations ring, all these different things. It really has changed the game on LinkedIn. I want Black folks to really do this. I want them to understand that this whole situation, this whole show, is because we want Black folks on LinkedIn to understand, one, we're here for each other. Two, you ain't got to be on LinkedIn just to get a job. Three, professionals on LinkedIn. We killing it, you guys. All day, every day. We're not just one thing. We're not. We do a whole. It's a whole vibe that we're bringing to the whole LinkedIn experience. It's a whole vibe. Black LinkedIn is repping every corner of the map. We're in finance. We're in tech. We're in healthcare, arts, You name it, Black LinkedIn is there. Our diversity is in our strength and the fact that we can get along with any and everybody. And it's shaping the future of LinkedIn more than they want to admit, y'all. They don't want to admit it, but that's why I'm telling you, these are real stats. So I want to get one thing straight, you guys. I want to be very clear about one thing. We're not just breaking ground here. We're straight up changing the entire narrative of the LinkedIn situation, whether you realize it or not, especially for our Black entrepreneurs. Not jobs like traditionally what LinkedIn was for. Our Black entrepreneurs, sideline, weekend warriors, part-time grinders, and professionals out there. Okay, thank you, David Youngblood. Thank you, Erica. Erica Bowie from Kansas City, Missouri. Thank you so much, girl, for being here. Please like this and share this. I'm giving some tips and gems on LinkedIn, but we're going to get into some things too. Please, you guys note that before a little trigger warning, y'all, that note one thing is that the nature of these topics can evoke some strong opinions in some people who might be watching this. That's why we live on Facebook, YouTube, Creamy Antonio, everywhere. Because if LinkedIn shuts off again, understand, we know these topics today are going to be harsh. They're going to be in your face. But we know that Black LinkedIn, we need to have this conversation. So we're going to be sensitive. We're going to be respectful. So you guys, let's get into business here. I want to break this down for you. When it comes down to it, the LinkedIn game, Black LinkedIn, when it comes down to how it really is, if you think about this, most of these corporations, you see they're pushing DEI and all these things. So the truth of it is they've been pushing LinkedIn to kind of get more Black representation too. The minority Black, but Black recruitment opportunities too. Black employees, all of these things. And even companies that want to hire minorities and Blacks, but Blacks from Black LinkedIn, they've never really had enough of Black LinkedIn to really get any money and promote anything for. But now that's changed. You heard the numbers, right? 67% were up. Millions of new members. But the problem is, we owning stuff. We owning stuff. Most Black folks on LinkedIn don't work nowhere. They owning something. They didn't think about that. So Black LinkedIn itself is invisible to diverse market because for some reason, even though DEI, okay, shout out you guys, Lavish King Customs, thank you for being here. What's that other one? What's that say? Watch. Oh, Lavish King Customs, brother, on LinkedIn. Chime in the comments, brother. Caps, custom bling bling wear. LinkedIn ain't just for corporate plantation people now. This brother's making $100 boots and Nikes and baseball caps with the bling bling. And white folks, you know you love that stuff. You white folks, you know you want a Kansas City Chiefs bling bling cap. You know you want one. You don't know where to get one. Lavish Kings, Facebook, but he's on LinkedIn too. We got regular business people doing creative, wonderful things. Black folks on LinkedIn doing things. Even though we know that Black folks are all the DEI is looking for on LinkedIn, why is it that we're invisible to all the diverse markets? Think about it. If they're looking for Black folks in minority recruitment, why are we invisible? We don't even get, and don't get me started on the whole lack of support for our mental health, our stress, all the things that we go through, all the things we deal with, and on the side of dealing with the DEI and affirmative action issues. Every promotion I see on LinkedIn with Black situations is for them to employ us. They should be better with Black folk. They should be, I know that's where the money's at. But this show right here today, why I got Rakeem here, is because Rakeem's about the brain and the emotional stuff. No one thinks about the thousands of Black folks that are dealing with the crap in these offices while they figure out their DEI. Where's that content? Where are those professionals that help these folks dealing with, before the Crown Act, I can't wear my natural hair to work. I can't wear my dreadlocks to work. I can't wear my damn hair like this to work or like that to work. I got to pay how much money for relaxers? How much money for wigs? How much money for fades? How much money? Relaxers for guys too. What about those people? Rakeen's here to talk to you about that. So come on in here, you guys. We're the ones dealing with the pre-Crown Act stuff. We're talking about that discrimination that you guys go through, lack of opportunities that you guys are going through, facing lower wages. Y'all going through that. You name it. We know that you're going through it, and we're here to talk about that today. We want to plug every Black person. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, I don't care if you watch 1 minute. Put a Black person you know's name in the chat. Let us read it. Let us show them this algorithm. And we are going to sit here for 2 hours ranting about this. So you better get ready. Sorry, y'all, I'm sweating, getting excited. Let me get mine. So come on out here, you guys. Let's help each other out. Let's promote each other. Lavish Kings, Dr. D. If you need you a lobby firm, Young Blood in Washington, D.C., yes, a Black lawyer at a lobby firm right next to the Capitol on LinkedIn. These people are on LinkedIn. Oh, David, I'm putting LinkedIn on blast because I'm really tired of seeing our people beg. I'm tired of seeing, yes, they have all this DEI content, but they have no DEI content for Black folks that are dealing with the issues, the frustrations, and the insecurity, and all the mental crap that is going behind these failed DEI. I put them on blast also because right now there's no one really watching on LinkedIn, Dave. It's only you. But Facebook, we killing it. YouTube, we killing it. Corintonio.com, we killing it. But LinkedIn, really, bruh? Dr. D's, all these folks are on LinkedIn. But we're not doing it. But some other people can jump on here, talk about nothing, and somehow they get pushed to everybody. I mean, maybe you don't like, maybe I'm yelling too much. Sorry, y'all. I got my little page. I got my stuff. Maybe I'm not talking, I don't know why. I put them on blast because I feel like they should also be catering to those people. They should also be showing all of us. That's one reason. You guys, so I want to showcase the professionals that usually don't get showcased. I want to bring Black LinkedIn on here. I want to put LinkedIn on blast because I want to prove that we can sit up here and literally talk to a Pacific market and they will not put us in the algorithm. We did 15 pre-show promotions. All of this. We've got all these people and they won't push us. I'm going to show the numbers when we get done with all the other social media and then come back to LinkedIn later. So you know what? It's time for us to speak up. That's really what it is, David. To be unapologetic, to show LinkedIn that we're not here to beg anymore. We're not here. We're here to demand the spotlight we deserve. We're up 67% Black folks on LinkedIn. We know the recruiters want Black folks. We know the companies want to get diverse equity suppliers. We want to be pushed. That's why we're here. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I mean, we're not just here for the big names. We want to showcase and we're here to celebrate every success story from the fresh faces making their mark to those who've been grinding for years, like Lavish Kings, like and Dr. D, all like me, like David, all these people. We know you see the ones that have the little gold label. I'm not saying this. This still David. I'm not saying, David, that and David, you ain't even watching on LinkedIn. Where's he watching at? See, you ain't even on LinkedIn, David. You on Facebook watching comments. Like, why are you seeing these comments? You ain't even on it. So thank you, Facebook. But yes, they are not necessarily blocking us, but they kind of only show us to us. You feel me? And they don't really show the small guys. The only Black folks you really see on LinkedIn is the ones that pay for the little gold logo. That's not fair. We all put content. We all showcase. That's why TikTok is kicking their butt right now too. And a lot of times we give the content and the creative ideas and they just take it. That's one reason. So let's not play with these corporate snobby folks, these hierarchy games, you guys. Let's do over, Melvin Brown, what's up, brother? I think that's here. What did I say? Wait there, brother. Good what? Melvin Brown, good morning, brother. With LinkedIn? Oh, okay. Melvin Brown, good morning. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Melvin Brown. You guys, when it comes down to it, I want to say that we're not just playing the corporate game. 67% or so, or something like that. I don't know if that number is real or how good it is, but I don't care if it's at 50%. Black folks on LinkedIn have businesses, selling books. We're owners. That's why they're not pushing us. We're not just workers, y'all. So we're calling out that status quo because at the end of the day, we're not going to be silenced anymore. I'm just tired of being silent, tired of knowing that you're shadow banned or knowing that you're somehow lost, but you can't say anything. So we're taking back our narrative, and we're doing the things together too, David. We're trying to do these things together. You guys, I want to just fast forward this real quick, because here's the deal, my friends. We're not just building bridges here. We're breaking down walls. We're creating a two-way street. We're trying to make this mutually beneficial, diversity, equity, and inclusion for ourselves. It works both ways. Black businesses want white customers, white talent, white attorneys, maybe sometimes, Black attorneys when we know how we need one. So where is that push? Where's that DEI? We're saying that. And that's where we come in. That's where I think this show eventually is going to come in. It's going to come in to kind of push us forward that way. So sponsors, allies, and every single one of you who's ready to ride the wave, the change, we're here. We're going to here to stay. We're ready to collaborate with you. We're ready to showcase you. The link is in the comments. You can call right now and be on the show. I got to bring in Rakeem, though. After he comes in, we get going. You can call in and be on the show because we got questions, y'all. They done sent questions from Black folks, questions from white folks. And some of these questions, y'all, when we get to these questions, y'all, they asked some questions, and it was anonymous. White folks and Black folks didn't have to say, we just said, say your name, where you from. That's all we said. They on LinkedIn, though. And they asked some questions of us today. They want to know some things. So you guys, don't just stand there on the sidelines. Please like this, share this, send this out there, you guys. Let's ride this wave together. Let's really understand we have got to network better as Black folks on LinkedIn. This cannot continue to be how it is. We've got to fix this, you guys. Love and share this, please. Lock in the Black LinkedIn show right here. Cream Jackson live on the set, LinkedIn live. And you know what? Let's make history together. Let's kind of push. Let's change the game on LinkedIn for us. Because my friends, let's show the world that if they want our support, if they want to reach us, if they want our data, if they want our information, our access, if they want all that from us, then they better be ready to support us also. They better be ready. Lavish Kings, he should be able to post his baseball caps. You may not need them for the office, but after the office, you might want to get you some Chiefs gear with some bling on it. You might want some uniforms or some costumes for your Christmas party. There's a lot of reasons to use Black creatives out here, Black entrepreneurs out here. We want to get into that. So ultimately, you guys, all about unity, growth. It's all about empowerment for our community. We're really trying to empower our community, give them the insights. That's why I partnered with our co-host with Rakeem, who's coming up. So get ready, Rakeem. You're coming up pretty soon. I'm bringing you in, Rakeem, in here. So please lock this in, y'all. Please stay tuned. We have a little commercial plan. We have a commercial plan. Okay. We got a little sponsor to pay. We got to pay these bills, y'all. But let's get ready, you guys, to make some real noise. Let's make some of Black LinkedIn warm welcome. Because we're coming in hot, y'all. We're here to stay. And I'm trying to make this a thing. And I'm going to be here every week with y'all every week. Don't worry about that. I'm here every week. So don't worry about that. And we come back, you guys, got one commercial. We got to pay some bills here. We come back. Rakeem is here. The inspirational, motivational, conversational brother is here to help some of these Black folks with things that we know you're dealing with. We know we don't talk about our mental health issues, our frustrations enough. but we're doing that here on this show. No one's talking about that. So you guys, I'll be right back. You ready? Be right back.
Hey you guys, Cream Jackson, you were live on the set. I've got some news to tell you. 10 years ago, I left California, USA on the beach, and I got on a plane. I went to the tropics, and I reinvented myself. I wanted to turn my dreams into reality. I had a great time, great friend. I published magazines, books. I meditated. I sipped coconuts, you guys. I had tattoo competition, weekly shows, and I want you guys to know I sat down and I wanted to write step by step how I did it. How did I get free? How did I outsource everything? How did I get to where I could run my company from my laptop? And now I finished it. It is done. My new book, you guys, Outsource Everything, is out now. I finished it. I'm telling you all about how I gained my freedom, how I live in the tropics next to the beach in a beautiful lifestyle, and I still run my business. I outsource everything. My new ebook, it's out now, you guys. It's available right now, you guys. I made it to where freedom is here for you. You can get the same freedom that I did. It's totally possible, and it's totally
Where's the topics?
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Or where's the topics?
Three, two, one. We are live. Hello, world. Success is for everyone, baby. You're live on the set with Kareem Jackson. Yes, let's go.
Hey, y'all, what's going on? Kareem Jackson here with Rakeem Brother. Rakeem Brother is in the room. How you doing, Rakeem Brother? How you been, brother?
I'm good, man. It's I feel really good to be here. Thank you for this lovely opportunity. It's live. I love the energy. I love the vibes. I love the purpose. I love the point. I just love, and I want to share that with everybody. And I want us to be able to love one another and just continue with that energy so we can soar to new heights.
I think that on LinkedIn, we are missing that. We're so busy trying to do what they want us to do, wear what they want us to wear, look how they want us to look, that we forget we nice people, we cool, we want to have a good time. We want to be able to say a prayer if we want to say a prayer. I mean, not that you want to do that in the office with them, but I'm just saying in general, I wanted that vibe. I hope that we have that vibe. So, brother, you want to say anything about what you're doing? You want to promote anything? What you want to do? Because, brother, this brother right here, let me just tell real quick, y'all. This brother right here, phenomenal brother. He can articulate things. If you're an executive, you're going through some things, this brother right here is good at helping you digest all the issues you're going through and get through them, put them in your mind, reorganize them, and then do some things different. I love the way he breaks down the things that we go through, the emotions that we feel. So what about you, brother? What you want to say, Brother Rock?
Yeah, thank you for the introduction. But that's just it. My name is Rakeem Mattel. If you guys haven't caught that, I am a transformational performance coach. Specifically, I've done about 10 years in intellectual disabilities and mental health and dual diagnosis work. I've also spent about the last 6 years being a life coach. So yeah, I've studied specifically in mental health. I myself have suffered from mental health growing up. A part of the conversations that we're talking about today, when it comes to the DEI, I think we've all have endured some form of wrongful judgments or being kept left down or kept back, held back from any forms of promotions due to the color of our skin or misrepresentations. When we are interviewing, there's been plenty of times where I went to go in for an interview for a job and I guess I have a fancy name. And when they see me, they're completely caught off guard. that I'm African American, and they're like, hey, I don't know about that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's people who've endured way more than I have in a corporate setting, and this is after they've done years of schooling, and have paid their dues there to only uh, go into a work setting to be mistreated or have to be held back or down. And so yeah, I think this is real powerful stuff, and I love that we're here doing this. All that are viewing, again, like Kareem said, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any statements, please do share, because it really is all about the collective. It's about the collective, and if we have problems, we do need to state them without it being passive aggressive. So we do need to share them and have it out and have it as open discussion. So yes, this isn't just for us African Americans or people that are of color. It's just for everyone, because it's about education, it's about elevation, it's about exploration. So yeah, that's what it's all about here. I don't want to take up the scene. I want to get right to it. I want us to talk about this stuff. I want us to acknowledge. I want us to accept as a community, and I want us to, move forward and grow. And yeah, thank you all for being here.
And you know what? You touched on one thing that I want to bring up before we even get to my list of phenomenal things here. Brother, people that are working, okay, we always know the side of DEI where it comes to the large company, the white company, whatever, that's having the consultants. They're the ones with the anti-racism. They're the ones that all the LinkedIn Black influencers are talking to, anti-racism. You've made this mistake. Truthfully, they be beating these white companies up. I be feeling sorry for them. But what do you think about the more than millions of Black people that are working in these companies that need these DEI people, but no one's dealing with their issues? No one's dealing with what they go through until they figure out their DEI in that company. All the Black folks that they go through, they fire, they get rid of, that have to leave, that quit, that sue, that have lawsuits. What do you think about those people? And what do you think you should be saying to them? Because no one's saying it.
Those group of people, I mean, like I myself has even been involved in a lot of cases. I've even handled things the wrong way, and so with that being said, I think that it's not about us individually, and it's about us as a unit, as a people all together. So I didn't handle things the way that I should have, because I made it about me, and I didn't make it about the collective. So it's taking accountability and accepting this is what's going on, and I have a choice towards how do I want to handle this moving forward. Do I want to just, stomp my feet, say this is injustice, and move on about my day? Do I want to go about things in a lawsuit? Or do I want to take accountability and think about the next person, not just myself, who's of color and who may be going through this very same thing, and really do fight for our rights? And when I say that, like, I don't mean like, we go in there with the pitchforks and we're kicking down doors and, grabbing our nutsack and being like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I want my reparations. Like, I mean, for us to speak their language, because that's the best way to handle situations. And I'm not talking about you not being yourself. I mean, actually speaking their language, taking that time and showing them love and compassion. And this is the way that we're supposed to approach things if you want that in return. So if you're
okay, Rock,
utilizing,
Rock,
go ahead.
Rock,
Yeah.
Rock. I'm talking about deeper. Before you even get to the lawsuit, you know how frustrated a Black person's got to be to sue somebody? You know how depressed a Black person's got to be to quit that job knowing they ain't going to be able to buy no milk for their babies? You know how?
Yeah, I do know.
You know how much Black folks go through to even get the damn corporate jobs, then to go through some crap and then have to lose the job. Ain't no one talking about the mental health issues, the stress, the strife that they go through between thinking they need a good job with one of those companies and then going to court. There's a big gap in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. I'm saying that it requires, again, it's not easy, right? No, nothing is easy. And if this is something that's huge, right, for us to deal with, so that means this is something way bigger than us, especially as individuals. That's what I mean by taking accountability. I mean, we do have to, it's a fight. In fighting and or changing narratives, especially stuff like this, it requires a huge amount of effort and work. And it's not about us individually because we do, I feel it's easy for us to talk about it, but it's hard for us to be about it, you know? And in order
But what,
for a
but what do
huge,
you say? But Rocky, what do you say to a black person right now driving in their car on a Monday morning going to a job that they hate?
okay,
What do you say to them like right now? How do they
what
deal
I
with that?
say, if you're,
You about to quit.
um,
You wish you could quit. They watching me, maybe because they're trying to get into entrepreneurship, but I didn't change the damn, game on them. We talking about emotions. Okay, I'm looking. I can't. I'm waiting for it to pop up. I'm waiting. We delayed. Somebody got a comment. They're trying to give to us, but it's delayed. I can't. I'm old. I can't see way over there. I got to wait for it to come over here. But Raheem, before I get to this comment, leave it up. Don't leave it up there. Leave it up there. What do you say to that person driving in their car right now? That black person dealing with that failed DEI company that hasn't figured it out yet, and they don't know what to do, but they can't quit. They got to feed their kids. They can't, or they got to, get the contract. What do you say to that person, brother?
I say that this is bigger than us. And in order for you to move on right now in this moment, you can't take it personally. I say if you're going to take it, because in order for us to make a change, that means you have to do something about it. If you're at the point where you just can't take this anymore, then I say for your mental health, leave. You know what I mean? Like I say, for your mental health, but there's not going to be any easy road. There's no easy answer to this, but that's where acceptance come in and taking accountability. But we also have to let go of certain aspects of things and not take everything personally because, and I'm not, this isn't a ploy for companies who are doing such things to be like, hey, let's not take any accountability here. You know what I mean? But we are
That's
all,
what it sounds like.
Huh?
That's what it sounds like, though.
No,
It's
absolutely not. Like,
again, it's like it's on black people. Okay, let me flip it around. If it was a white person going through the same exact thing, what would you tell them to do?
I would tell them the very same thing.
Not they don't need to meditate or nothing. They don't need to like.
I mean, like you could tell them to meditate. Meditate don't work for everybody. Like, I mean, you can meditate.
You got to read yoga. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Raheem. It still hasn't popped up over here. Oh, Lord have mercy. That was literally a 7-minute delay. Or maybe it was 3. Literally a 7-minute delay. Can you read that for me?
If you are promoting what is needed and sought after, then it's really about an algorithm.
Brother, you see the question on the screen there from Brother David Youngblood in Washington, D.C. You want to answer that, Raheem, or you want me to answer
that? Which one?
On the screen, there's a question from David.
Okay.
I can't read the question, but I'm sorry. It is like really itty bitty. I'm 51 years old last week, and I can't read that at all. Say it to me again. I'll regurgitate it. I'll read it to you. What does it say, Julius? Say it again.
LinkedIn is a platform for
LinkedIn is a platform for professionals. Marketing. If you're promoting what? What is needed. And sought after. Then is it really about the algorithm? That's my point, Brother Youngblood. Let me tell you this. I've got thousands of followers on LinkedIn, thousands on Facebook. At the end of the day, one, you have to pay. But at the end of the day, no, they don't push you to all those people. They do kind of pick and choose. They do know who does what you do that doesn't look like you. They know. They know because you already know these people. You know, for give an example on Facebook, and I'll let you answer the question, Rakeem, brother. I gave a question on answer on Facebook, brother David, is that you could have 5,000 followers on Facebook, and you make a post, and then Facebook will say, okay, $15, and we'll show this to 850 people. Well, I already have 5,000 folks on my page. Why do I need to pay for you to show them to 800 people that I already know, or that right? So you know they're controlling who they see. It's not just about you. What do you have to say about that, Rakeem?
I say that most likely is how, you know, they make their dollar. You know what I mean? So with that, can I say if it's directed specifically towards people of color, or if it's, you know, directed towards them just trying to make a dollar or bottom line? If we're a business, then we're part of that process as well. But for those people who aren't a business, you wouldn't necessarily be using it to promote yourself or to make a dollar, right? So if you're a business, I feel like you understand that's a part of the process. People who are advertisers, they know that they have to spend the money to make that money back there. I agree, though. I feel like if you are doing the work of organic marketing or promoting yourself, then why do you have to pay if you already have this many people? That means they're controlling the narrative or the algorithm, right? But we're not the ones who have control in that. So, so like, you know, what do you do there? But to me, the subject is it a all inclusive thing, or is it, is there a spun narrative there? You know what I mean? And what do we do about that? I mean, how do we handle those situations? Do we just pay the money and deal with the system?
Oh yeah, we pay
or
it. I pay it. We pay it. We pay the boost.
I agree with you.
Anton Washington, brother, LinkedIn, brother. Good morning, brother. I'm glad you're here. If you got any questions, you want to give any commentary, please chat in. But back to what I was saying though. What do you say? And we're going to get into this first topic, you guys. This critical race theory. We're talking about that, and in the workplace and in schools. What is that? Another question. I'm sorry. What is it?
DEI is not a popular concept these days. Politicians are using DEI as a whipping boy. Ron DeSantis and the Republican Party is using it as an evil. It is viewed by them as an undeserved benefit to unqualified people.
So you see that next comment there, brother, Rakeem on the screen.
Yeah, I see that.
Who's that from? Okay, David. You know,
David.
So far. David, can you put a link, please, in the comments? Can you just put, because you be writing long stuff, David. You know, I just turned 51. I can't just see all these damn letters. I don't want to pick up the phone. I should pick up the phone and just read it, shouldn't I? Let me pick up the phone. Let me pick up the phone. Okay, hold up, David. Lord have mercy. Okay, David Youngblood, brother. I can see now. Okay, David Youngblood says DEI is not a popular concept these days. Not a popular concept these days. Politicians are using DEI as a whipping boy. Ron DeSantis and the entire, all caps, the entire Republican Party is using it as an evil. It is viewed, I'm talking about DEI still, it is viewed by them, the Republicans, DeSantis, as an undeserved benefit to unqualified people. He's talking about DEI. What do you say about that?
If you're talking about obviously it being like a ploy, which usually is what politicians do. I do think it, like, even just racism in itself, I do believe it's a real topic and or issue, but the huge corporations and their systems aren't, or like the government aren't ones to change this. Like the people are the ones to change it, right? But that means we need to be organized. We need to get organized. That means we need to speak the language, as in bringing it out into, just like we're doing right here, bringing it out to the forefront and making it comfortable to have this conversation. You know what I mean? And also being willing to do something about it, right? We can just talk about it, or we can bash, or we can be negative about things, or, you know what I mean, or be willing to curse people out, or we can really take information or do our studying, do our homework, take some information and talk about it. Talk about I'm being mistreated, or I feel like it's not just me. This is more than just me. And being willing to do something about it as a collective. We can't do things as one person. Like you said, we were talking about, you know, lawsuits. What do you tell the person who's, you know what I mean, done had it because they're treated unjustly, or they can't dress the way they like, or have their hairstyle the way that they should, or, you know, not getting promotions based on the color of their skin, or, you know, we can take it even further and say sex and as well, you know what I mean? But there's always going to be these challenges. And the best way for us to overcome any of these challenges, especially if it's a big topic such as this one, it's coming together and being constructive about it. Like, it's coming together and actually having these conversations and being constructive, organizing and talking about it, and also creating boundaries for yourself, right? There's going to be decisions and choices that we're going to have to make that's going to be uncomfortable to, you know what I mean, to change certain things. You know what I mean? There's like, so in retrospect, is it unjust? Absolutely. But what are we going to do about it, you know?
Well, I'll tell you this, is that one thing is I've been the black dude on the receiving end of affirmative action, technically, and DEI. I've been in the DEI industry for over 25 years. It first started in the whole advertising. They wanted black customers. You got that video of the black buying the selling to the Negro? No? Where's that? We have this video. I'm going to insert this video called Selling to the Negro right here. So the replay, you're going to see this video. This video is a marketing video that a guy like me wrote way back. This is in the 1960s, bro, 1950s. Talking about how to sell to Negroes and how we like brands and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This video, insert this video right here when you guys do this later on. But this video, Brother Youngblood, went through and showed that they know that we're different, that we're specific, we're a market. I think that these folks, when it comes to DEI, I kind of agree with them, or agree with you, Youngblood, that they're using it as a whipping boy. I agree that I personally kind of think, like, true. You see my comments on LinkedIn all the time. I'm sick of begging. That's this whole thing is about. I think that right now, fine. Everything they do, karma is a bitch. Get rid of DEI. We're going to go into CRT next here in our comments. We're talking the next subject, but get rid of DEI. Okay, it's a benefit that we don't deserve. Okay, do that. We know that a black person has to be double a white person or any other minority to get the job. We know that. We know that when it comes down to it, that a black person that's working next to a white person in office, usually they're overqualified. They lack the experience. Hence, they're the first black person to be hired, right? They're the first person that you ever had in your company that's black. So they lack the experience. But at the end of the day, there's another one here. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, what I'm saying is this. They're usually overqualified. So let these people get rid of DEI, affirmative action, Youngblood. Get rid of it. I agree. Let me tell you why I agree. And black folks who are on LinkedIn or in business, you're going to know this to be true. As an owner, it doesn't benefit me at all. You gotta be a little. It does not benefit me at all. As a black entrepreneur, I don't get any tax breaks, any benefits, any loans, any grants. And Rakim, if you know this is an owner, entrepreneur yourself, for hiring a white person, I never got a tax break because my lawyer was white. My accountant was white back in the day. My landlord was white back in the day. All my advertising dollars I spent were with white companies back in the day. All my certification was white companies back in the day. I bought my car from a white person back in the day, right? I didn't get any breaks. I didn't get any leverage. So why do they get it? And as we said earlier, 67% of black folks on LinkedIn are in business. So we don't get any benefit. So I think get rid of it. Go ahead. Because the other thing I believe, young blood, is DEI is the only reason many of these companies even have an edge on their competition, because they got Black, minority, diverse talent. If they didn't have DEI and they didn't organically hire Blacks and minorities, then only companies like we're going to get into, brother Rakim, in a second, only companies, for example, that genuinely were diverse, that Black folks and minorities like to work at, would do well, because they're not paying these exorbitant amounts of money for minorities, and all this drama that you're talking about is what I'm talking about with Rakim. These Black folk, could you imagine Rakim working at a business, a company, and the people that you work at look down on you, especially if you know that you are overqualified? Do you see what I'm saying, Rakim? That's what I'm saying. Like, they're dealing with this every day. And then we got a question. What do you think about that, Rakim? I'm sorry. Been passionate.
I feel that that is, like, I've dealt with that personally. You know, I feel like, again, it is unjust and it is unfair, right? The way I think for me, like, what makes it a thing for me is, like, in every aspect of my life, like growing up here in America, like, there is some form of oppression towards African Americans, right? So it's not right, you know, but I've like grown up with facing some form of injustice, right? And for me, the only way that we're going to see any form of change, the reason why I say speak the language, the only way that we're going to see any form of change is for us to talk about it, make it out loud. And I mean, like, actually have constructive conversations about it. And I promise that we're going to get people, even, you know, people who are not of color, to agree, because honestly, they're the ones who actually help change the reform. Like, that when you have enough people who address an issue, you know what I'm saying, of something of injustice, then things change, things shift, right? So what do we tell our people who are actually going through it? It's do what we have to do to help and maintain our mental health that stretches far beyond, as we already know, the workplace, you know what I mean? And that's coming from our homes, or even stretching from what we've endured, or our parents endured as when we were children. But also actually be willing to do the work that is required for us to grow as people, to help facilitate the change in other people, right? I'm not saying these situations are fair. You know, I'm used to, I don't know about you, or that's the whole reason why we're all here. It's like we're used to, which isn't fair, but we're used to unfairness and injustice and inequality. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the only way to change that or shift that, to my knowledge, in America, it was having that inclusion of Caucasian Americans. You know what I'm saying? People who are on our side, or who do think, because I can recall, honestly, it's when I've been in the workplace and injustice has happened, like, Black people we're like so oh, okay, yeah, this happened. And it's actually been white people who responded more irate than we do. They're like, I cannot believe, like, are you serious? Like, I've had to tell a guy, like, one of my past coworkers, to calm down. Like, yo, bro, like, calm down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, that's my experience. So when I see that, I love that, right? Because it's like, they'll tell me, like, man, no, that's not cool. Like, it's crazy that you're even so used to it that your response to it is like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, this happens all the time. Like, the only thing is, it's just not in the workplace. So it's like, again, this conversation is like, it stretches far beyond just the workplace. Like, you know what I mean? Again, it's not that it's here or it's not there, like, or it's gone away. I feel like racism or discrimination in any form or fashion is just a distraction, right? So the less energy that we put into the subject, which gives it more power, right? You know what I mean? And we speak of it into the light, right? So the darkness doesn't corrupt. You know what I'm saying? So we speak it into the light, and we're unified, we're uniformed about it, and we're actually educated about it, and we actually talk about it, not just to complain, but to also add in constructive solutions, and then we amplify. I mean, we imply, sorry, we put action towards those solutions, and I feel like that's the best way for us to. And again, we can't leave it up to politicians. We can't leave it up to these companies or corporations. We gotta all be inclusive and be willing to make changes as people. You know what I mean? Like, what are we going to do about it? That's going back to that. Like, what are we going to do about it? Again, we can have the conversation, but let's actually make some change. We got to formulate plans. You know what I mean? We got to gather information, formulate plans, and take some action.
Okay, well, Anton Washington, I've seen your message. I had them bring it back because David, I got your message. I got your message, David. I saw it, but I didn't want to, brother Anton's on LinkedIn. We got LinkedIn, Black LinkedIn. He Black, so he got VIP privileges. So Anton said, I agree with him. We have to talk about the uncomfortable situation of reality that still separates us. A lot are afraid to do this because of the challenges, but we as a collective community, this here is creating the platform for those who are not, I guess it couldn't fit. Special, is that maybe what it says? Special. But brother, I think what he's
not speaking out against about these issues.
Who are not speaking out about these issues. So I agree with him. We have to talk about the uncomfortable situation of reality that still separates us. A lot are afraid to do this because of challenges, but we need to do this, pretty much is what he's saying. And I agree. I think that we need to say this. Youngblood asked earlier, why am I calling out LinkedIn? I'm calling out LinkedIn because I've been on LinkedIn for 14 years. Plus now, maybe 16, I don't even know now. I'm calling out LinkedIn because until the white boy told me what to do on LinkedIn, I didn't make any money on LinkedIn for at least 10 of those years, 12 of those years. Now I've done okay on LinkedIn. So I kind of get how the game is played. I know that a lot of folks, they get in the algorithm. They make you want to pay that outrageous $125 is what they want from me, maybe $80. So now, mind you, I'm in Asia. $125 a month for LinkedIn is more than many people's house payments. I'm like, so you just totally just cut out half the world with your prices. That's one. So now all of a sudden, the big companies, rich companies dominate. There's no little $20 package LinkedIn, $30 package. You got a lot of entrepreneurs, minorities like you and me, Brother Brakin, right? We're trying to get started. Is there like a starter package? So anyway, you want to answer that question a little bit too, Rakeem, the brother said? Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I like his added, like, in the end where it's a psychological warfare and it is stagnant in discussion. It is a psychological warfare because that's what they're targeting. Like, it's the conditioning of, what's, that's all it's about. It's a conditioning of what's not okay. And the fact that we are, desensitized to it is what makes it not okay, which is the part of the conditioning, right? So, like, again, like, I really do feel like as long as we right here doing exactly what we're doing, creating a platform for it, actually opening up discussions, actually, allowing people to share their heart, lack of judgment, lack of, bashing one another, lack of, like, we just complaining, right? And being willing to actually constructively talk about stuff. Like, I want to work together with David. I want to work together with you. I want to work together with Brother Anton. I want to work together with the collective in the community so we can address this and do something about it. And not just for us who's in this room right now, but for the people who don't have the voice, you know what I mean, for themselves, like we were talking about from the very beginning, who are not knowing what they're going to do and afraid to lose their job because they're not going to be able to feed their kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why this platform is very important, because we have to being brave, being bold, and being deliberate about our conversations, like, I mean, to transform or to transmute this negative energy into something positive. The topic isn't going to go away. You know what I mean? Racism isn't going to go away. right? Trauma doesn't go away.
Thank you.
We just get a lot better at accepting and handling and mitigating these without being reactive, and we're being responsive. You know what I mean? So that's what it is for me.
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm sorry. I'm telling them to put David Youngblood's back up. Then we'll get to this Anton's new one, right?
Yeah.
Put David Youngblood's back up. Oh, it is? No, I'm getting old, David. It looked like it said Anton. Let me turn it to the side. But the brother, David Youngblood, you guys, says here, what I'm saying is this: I do not seek to eliminate affirmative action or DEI. The reason we have affirmative action and DEI is because America perfected barbarianism and needed to find a way to apologize and to allow Black people to engage in cuts off here. Society, what is that? Society what?
In the society built on free labor.
And the society built on free labor.
Affirmative action is absolutely
Okay. You guys got that on the screen. We'll put that over the screen when we get it later on down the road. Why don't you grab that one, Brother Rakeem? Because I said abolish it. Do it. So what do you think? I said you only gonna screw yourself. So go ahead and abolish it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree even in that act, but when it comes to just any form of tactic, the more it's like racism in general here, right? So it's like the more that it's a coined distraction, right? Because the more that we talk about it, the more that we put energy, especially negative energy, into the topic, the more that it's going to be a negative. The more energy that we actually put into the subject, and not saying that we need to ignore it, because ignoring it doesn't do anything, but we do need to let people know that, especially those who believe it in a negative way or like perpetuate in a negative fashion, we do as a collective need to approach it, the subject, and show that we can have differences in feeling about a situation, but we can actually come together and have a constructive conversation about things and change reform. You know what I mean? So I do think, let's abolish it. You know what I'm saying? Because if we do abolish it, like you said, they're only screwing themselves. But also, if we abolish it psychologically, you know what I mean? That's the most important portion of it. Psychologically, that's crucial because it's taking the power out of it. Us having this conversation right now is taking the power out of the discussion in itself, holding power over us. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea. So, like, I just feel like let's have this discussion. Let's keep doing this, David. Keep bringing in the comments, brother, because the more that we have this discussion, the more that you're pushing out there how you're feeling, the more that everyone's sharing what they feel about it. Everybody's getting the voice today on this platform. Everybody's getting to share how they feel and getting a voice, and that's what it's all about. It's all about, you know what I mean, gathering up this information, and it's all about formulating that plan, and it's all about putting it into action, because I'm sure there's a lot of companies out there who don't feel this way, you know what I mean, who don't feel, you know what I mean, like they want to hold someone back because of the color of their skin, who doesn't feel like, you know what I mean, that they, any of those narratives, and they actually want, you know what I mean, African Americans to feel comfortable and included, but because of corporate culture has already created that, you know what I mean, like they want to show that, hey, we're not like this, because not, you know, all white people are racist, not, you know what I mean, just like there's racist Black people, like, you know what I mean, like, so let's open up the floor for this discussion so we can abolish idea, period, and come together and put love on the list instead of these lies of separation.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Take me to full screen. You guys, if you're just here, I'm Kareem Jackson. You're live on the set, you guys. Full screen. Okay. If you guys just here, I'm Kareem Jackson. You're live on the set, you guys. This is Black LinkedIn. I see you guys chiming in. I'm glad the numbers are going up. Thank you very much. Like this, share this, you guys. I want to get into this really quick with my brother Rakeem. We've got 10 Black LinkedIn hot topics that are currently making waves all over LinkedIn. You guys sent these hot topics in to me. We're going to get into them right now. Let's go back and bring brother Rakeem back in here. Rakeem, brother, the number one thing they're saying right now, and this is not necessarily Black folks, but Black LinkedIn is saying, sometimes they're talking about white folks in general. Critical race theory, CRT, in education and in the office. The debate over teaching CRT in schools, and of course, including CRT and business. They mean corporation business, and its impact on understanding systemic racism and historical context. What do you think about CRT, brother?
I think that it's there are systems that are working overtime to distort, but they always have, right? Like there's always been a distorted image on how this country specifically was founded. You know what I mean? But I think that it goes all the way back to creating, I would say, successful societies, right, off of free labor, right? So it's like if you don't have to pay for someone for doing the work, you know, then that means you make more profit. And I feel like there's no way that you're going to get free labor without evil, right? So, yeah, they're going to distort their history, especially if you want to celebrate a country for what it is, and you want people to be proud of a country for what it is. In order to be, once they realize the real dark truths of how countries or civilizations has come about, then people aren't going to be so proud about that country. So, yeah, they're working overtime to, distort the image of first thing founding off of free labor, then the whole ideal of people not being a whole person, and like which ultimately perpetuated this culture in America, in this country to begin with. Like, So, yeah, again, that's why the topic is never going to go away. Just simply how it all began. How this country began.
Okay, Rakim, you guys gonna hate me again. I'm gonna tell you this. I think again the CRT, take it out the schools. Stop teaching it. Take it out the damn schools. I think it's gonna be like money. It's going to be like finance. It's going to be like banking. It's going to be like every other thing. You're going to need to go to school and get a degree in CRT someday. And the only way you can sell to black folks, minorities, the only way you can be a historical teacher, the only way you can work in education or business outside of America is going to be for you to have a CRT discussion. Because let me tell you why, brother. I remember when they tried to say that remember Ebonics?
Yeah.
I remember when they tried to say that Ebonics is another language. You need to have a curriculum, and it was completely different. And we were mad about it. No, this is how we talk, and da 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 da. But in the day when it came down to it, not here yet. When it came down to it, what happened was now Ebonics is American English. If you around the world, that's American English. If you call the call centers, all those outsourcing companies, they're taught how to speak English in Ebonics, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully. So I think that now CRT is going to be something that they're going to make it to where it's going to be money. If you want to be a chief marketing officer someday, you're going to be certified in CRT. I think they're going to ruin themselves just like DEI. You're going to say, oh, because we know it. You know CRT, right? You know it.
Yeah.
So if you're working for a company where that information you need, or what happens is you're going to be a white guy. You're going to be the chief marketing officer of a big company. You're going to make a stupid ass mistake in marketing, right? Because you didn't know, right? You never learned. And back in the day, I'm 51, brother. I'm not sure. I know how old you are, but they used to call. It's not CRT, but they used to call it bridges, and you had to learn. So you guys, I think it's one of those things where I'm going to read this question real quick, where CRT is going to be one of those things, mark my word, that you're going to pay for. Let's see here real quick. Brother David Youngblood, CRT is simply the recognition that racism has and continues to be in the marrow of institutions and culture in America. I agree with you. I agree 100% that when it comes down to it, CRT is American history. You can be critical if you want, but like I was saying with Rakim, some people are driving to work right now or sitting in that damn car and they don't want to get out of that car. because they're so frustrated. So I believe that when it comes down to it, there's people that are dealing with the people that are wrong. You didn't know that I didn't like you touch my hair. You didn't know that I'm overqualified for this position. You didn't know all of these things because you don't know history. You don't know CRT. Just for a black person, American black person especially, to get in the room, they have to be at least qualified. Maybe 5 or 10% in the very beginning of affirmative action and all of that. Maybe 5 or 10% of those people actually did not deserve to be there, but the other ones are overqualified. The only reason they went to those jobs is because they make more money at that job than they do working for the small black business in their neighborhood. That's it. That's it. So I believe that Brother David Youngblood, when it comes down to it, those things are going to be things that we're going to find out later that are going to bite them in the butt. Because eventually you're not going to know why certain things bother people. You're not going to know why people didn't buy your stuff. You're going to have a market, specifically a white American right-wing market of people, and eventually a whole generation who are ignorant to what the world knows. Black American history is world history. And the watering down and things like that, all of that's coming to the light too. So when it comes down to it, I think it's not in a situation where I think CRT, I believe, take it out the schools because companies are going to require you to have certification, just like things you don't learn in school, like money, investing, entrepreneurship, business. Back in the day, those things were handed down to rich white families the same as CRT is handed down to us. Because no Negro, no black person needs CRT. We know it. We live it. So anyway, Brother Rakeem, I'm glad you're back. The next one, you guys, that everyone's talking about on LinkedIn. Number 2, you guys, the Great Resignation. This is my favorite thing, y'all. How the pandemic has led to employees reevaluating their workplace experiences and pushing for better conditions. And by conditions, we don't mean chairs and pins and lumbar support. We mean respect, Crown Act, right? Work from home. You younger than me, brother. So what do you think about the Great Resignation?
Yeah, I was a part of that. I feel like I think it worked out great because like going through anything that we feel like that is widely like negative or bad, right? Through anything that's like that's would be perceived as bad, there's always a good that comes out of it, right? So I feel like for all those who at their jobs and felt mistreated or maltreated, I feel like during that, that was like, yo, like I'm out of here. I ain't gotta take this no more. And it gave you it made you feel like, and like here they were giving out money, like the government was giving out checks for people to stay home. I was working with people who were like enraged like that, like, man, I'm getting paid. They're getting paid more than me to stay home, so like with that, like. In one way, it flipped the whole script. And I think that's where a huge leap in entrepreneurs came about because people, they had plenty of time to work on themselves, to study, to master their crafts. And it gave them courage to be able to, I ain't working, so there's no other option, right? I was laid off, or now I'm unemployed. So now I have no choice but to put my gifts to work and make it, work in my benefit. So like much, even like this conversation here, I feel like you were mentioning, it's going to play out to like, in the darkness, there's light, right? So it's going to play out to benefits that you can keep flushing us or try to push us out. I feel like culturally, like we're everywhere, you know what I mean? So it's like we're always in doesn't matter how bad you're going to try to strip us down. Like God has it set up that way. He's like the ones who are, you know what I mean, lower in life are going to be, he raises up, that he rises, you know? So yeah, that's how I feel about it. I mean, I love having these conversations and talking about this because it's empowering. You know, as much as we think that it's not, and as much as we think that it's something negative, it's actually very much so empowering. It gets to display our emotions and how we feel about things. It gets to display our intellect. Those who, you know what I mean, we have, you know, some who are out here right now who are sharing how they feel, and then I implore more people to add in how they feel, because again, this platform is your voice. This is us coming together, exactly what we're talking about right now. This is us coming together, having this conversation, you know what I mean, like, and making it constructive, and we all can learn together, we all can grow together, you know, and let's use this to empower ourselves and to elevate, you know what I'm saying? Let's grow past this situation and realize, like, it's just a topic, it's just how people feel, it's just what's being done. And the world is constantly going, the world is constantly growing, and let's turn this darkness and bring in some light and set some light on it. You know what I mean? And like, you know, we'll never be stomped out. You know what I mean? As much as it, you know, it's been tried to, as we show. Like again, we're all across the globe. People are feeling it. People want that flavor. It can't be duplicated. You know what I mean? It can't be emulated. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's how I feel about it.
So let's get this is right up your alley then, okay? The next one, you guys, if you like this, please share this, please love this, please send this out to people. These are topics specifically geared towards Black LinkedIn. Mental health, brother, Black communities, the spotlight on the unique challenges and disparities in accessing mental health resources within Black communities. It says minority, Black communities. What do you, and specifically we're talking about LinkedIn, business, corporate. How do you really look at the situation that Blacks go through with mental health? We've asked this 4 or 5 different ways, but it's on here again. So I'm going to talk about it one more time, because I believe, like you just said, no one deals with the Black. If you're a brother, think about this real quick. And I'm going to go through this myself, and I'm going to get through this list here, because we got 15 questions people are asking right now. I really feel that Black folks, like you just said, there's so many people unhappy with their job that there's the great resignation. The stats show that most Black people on LinkedIn are not employees.
Mm-hmm.
No one talks about the mental health these folks we have went through at our job. Most people don't go through the things that Black folks go through, brother. I've been on both ends of the spectrum, but like 3. No one knew that I was Black. I've been blackety black. And then I've been the one in the center where I'm abroad and Black is an advantage. I'm going to tell you is that most whites who work like a job or in a corporate situation or even entrepreneurs, they really believe, oh, pull up by your bootstraps, do it on your own. They don't realize, like now, right now, tons of folks on Facebook, crewmentoring.com, TikTok, we have more. We have literally 4 people watching on LinkedIn. 4 people, brother, on LinkedIn watching. This is not about us having 10,000 views. This is about me proving a point. You know what I'm saying, Joaquin? Because we're live everywhere. So we're not we aren't losing in exposure. But what happens is I want to prove to people, like, this is crazy. And white folks can jump on there talking about how to make a video, repurpose, how to make 15 videos out of one video. They go viral. Oh my God, my life is so terrible. I was doing this and doing that. And I live with my mom on my sofa. And then I became a social media manager. I made $1 million. They go viral. But you have Black folks on here for we're on 2 hours. So they have no excuse. They can't say it was too quick. 2 hours. And I want to see what platform pushes us more, brother. Okay. So I'm just saying with the whole mental health thing, I think that it's terrible that Black folks, we're dealing with these things and we don't even realize, like you mentioned earlier as well, that we're dealing with it. And it's
Hmm.
something that most people don't deal with. We're used to it. We're tough at it, but it's still, I think that's terrible. Um, Let me jump down to the next one, number 4, you guys. I'm having this conversation, Brother Rakim, this Friday on the show with a white, very popular LinkedIn person with 50,000 followers, a white guy. But we're talking about this situation. But I'm curious your take on this because you're younger than me a little bit. Reparations, brother. The ongoing discussion around reparations for descendants of slaves and addressing historical injustices. Do you want your reparations or you think you don't deserve it?
Um, I think that yeah, there's definitely deserved on reparations. Like
Say it
everyone's
again.
deserving.
What'd you say?
I said yeah, I said yeah, we're definitely deserving of reparations. Like absolutely.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. But I fully believe that it's with reason. You know what I mean? That we're withheld from it, right? Because I feel like it's much like God giving us things, right? If you're just given, then you don't appreciate, right? And now it's just like, what do you do with this, right? So let's say it's not about you be receiving that reparations. I mean, are we deserving of it? Absolutely. But it's about what you're going to do with those reparations, right? Because as you were just talking about earlier, you were mentioning of what's taught to African Americans on an average basis, and if we're not taught how to appropriately utilize these things that are given to us, let's just use money, right? For an aspect, it is just a tool. But let's just say if we utilize this money, right, it's only just going to be blown because you're not taught how to utilize this tool to your best advantage, and that's the whole point, right? It's not about the tools, it's not about what you're given, right? It's the information and the things that we're taught, you know what I mean? So we know how to utilize these tools once we receive these things. So the one thing that we really do have in our advantage today, right, is technology, what we're utilizing right now to be able to have this conversation, right? So it's like if we stop, allowing them, right, the opposition to push this narrative, right, and elevate, right? It's all about vibration. Like you get to choose what you want to be exposed to today. Like, you know what I mean? Like they no longer have that much control. That's why they're going so hard about division nowadays. Like they're pushing it super hard today to keep us distracted because we have everything laying in front of us to change the narrative. That's why you just mentioned on LinkedIn why there's so many African Americans that have their own business now. You know what I'm saying? Because when the when the pandemic happened, people utilized the technology that was sitting in front of them. YouTube is everybody's best friend. If it's not, you're crazy. But like, you know what I mean? Like, and you get to teach yourself. Somebody else gets to teach you what you want to learn, and you get to take that information. Going back to that information, and you get to use that to elevate yourself. And so we get to choose what we're exposed to, like, you know what I mean, to be able to know what to do when we receive these quote unquote reparations, because the reparation is us as African Americans entrepreneurs, selling ourselves not to African Americans, right? That's why I said going back to speaking their language and sell yourself to Caucasians, right? And get that money to create generational wealth for your family, like, so you can feed your, that's reparations, right? You know what I mean? Like you want something that, like, yes, I do feel like it's unfair, right? But we got to wake up. And that's what we're going back to, having this conversation as a community. We got to wake up and stop remaining ignorant to, you know what I mean, like how we're being treated, and not just talk about it or complain about it, but we have to make a conscious choice and decision to shift it, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, let's shift the narrative. Like, let's take this information that we're talking about right now, you know what I mean? Like, and not just complain, and let's do something about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's my own reparations. That's how I feel about reparations. Yes, we're deserving of it. Yes, we should receive it. But like, our reparations is YouTube You know what I'm saying? Our reparations is being able to open a business and start a business. Yes, it's not easy. I'm not saying like, we're not mistreated or treated unfairly, but let's take this information and utilize it. And honestly, if we feel that much so much about we're mistreated in the workplace, African Americans, let's hire other African Americans, but make sure we're given information to teach and elevate too. Because you can't just hire your cousin, your brother or your sister, just because they're your cousin, your brother or your sister, without giving them the information that's needed, to help them elevate as well.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll tell you this real quick. Okay, well, before I get into this, brother, LinkedIn, Black LinkedIn, thank you for chiming in. Anton Washington, he says this real quick. Transformation brings greater opportunities for us. We always have to fight for justice in everything that is not working for us. Gotta push C more. Lord have mercy, brother. Lord. Okay, wait. I gotta scroll down. Wait a second. Transformation brings greater opportunity for us. We always have to fight for justice in everything that is not working for us. People of color, he means. This is Black LinkedIn. But we have to stop sitting around. Stop, all caps, sitting around and being whitewashed, exclamation point. We do have allies, all caps, that fight, but it takes, like he said, so he must be, who is he? It must be you. It must be he. I don't know, like he said, organizing. Oh yeah, that's you. Organizing from us. Call them out. We have to stop being whitewashed. And there's another one here real quick. Got to push a button. Hold up, y'all. And he got a long one to the me. Okay, speak the truth. This is Anton Washington again on LinkedIn. Anton Washington, founder and creative, innovative. Can you put the link, please, for the show? You talking a lot, Anton. Why don't you just call into the show? Speak the truth, bro. Exclamation point, exclamation point. This is so true. Exclamation point, exclamation point. The black, okay, the capital T, Black, capital B, mental, capital M, health, capital H, in America, capital A, my goodness, capital M, goodness, oh Lord, okay. Black mental health is totally different than any other mental health. They don't know our struggle, the fight, the pain, the sweat, and the controversy. I can go on. Exclamation point. Y'all, they have no idea. Do you hear me? No idea whatsoever. No idea. I'm going to tell you this real quick because I've been doing this for a long time. I had a shrink, which is why I love you, Brother Rakeem. And I shouldn't use the word shrink, but I'm going to use the damn word shrink. I had a shrink because I was stressed the fuck out. Mondays and Fridays back in the day. And one thing that I realized back in the day is that when it comes down to it, there were things that we deal with that they don't deal with. White people do not necessarily go to work, have to worry about on Friday or over the weekend what the hair looks like. They ain't got to worry about that. They ain't got to worry about when it comes down to it. And that link on the screen, you guys, is the link to the show live. We're live right now. They don't have to worry about when it comes down to it. They get referred. And one thing you said about reparations that I do not agree with, brother. Give these brothers their money. If they lose the damn money, they lose the damn money. Let them lose the money. And mind you, where are they going to lose the money to? Where are they going to lose the money to? White people. They're going to lose the money in Dubai. They're going to lose the money at Zales. I'm old. I know that ain't no fucking Zales no more. But they're going to lose the money at Mercedes-Benz. They already showed you in COVID. What they going to do with the money? They're going to buy a Bugatti. But at the end of the day, I bet you, like we see in LinkedIn, those folks didn't quit. They didn't die. They didn't commit suicide, nothing. They went to business and they joined LinkedIn. Black LinkedIn is not working class LinkedIn. Do you feel me, brother? Black LinkedIn is not working class LinkedIn. You got a few, but even those few got a side hustle. Black LinkedIn is business LinkedIn. So you're telling me that if 67% of black folks on LinkedIn are in business, let's just say 70% of black folks in America also have probably sideline hustles or something, right? They're only going to do the same thing. They're going to buy business cards, calling cards, offices. Yeah, they're going to buy some bags and some computers and laptops and things like that. But it's probably because they ain't got it. And if the ones that lose the money, let them lose the damn money. I think that's a ridiculous thing. I want my reparations. But let's go to this. Okay, watching you guys. Brother Jamal, our Blasian host, it's in the GG group chat. Send us our video. So we grab that video. We're going to play the video later. But you guys, the next one you're talking about, the number 5, you guys, affirmative action in college admissions. Okay, our next one, hot topic here. The ongoing debate on whether affirmative action policies are still necessary and how they impact college admissions. Now, how did you go to college, Brother Rakeem? You get in because you was black?
Could have been. I don't know. Probably, probably
where you
not.
We, Black LinkedIn, is thriving. Oh, I'm sorry. My guy's pushing a little wrong button or something. He said in 2020 about. Hold on 1 second. Having technical difficulties. In the meantime, Kimberly Brown. Can you hear me? Kimberly Brown.
Yeah.
Girl, you hello, welcome, Kimberly. Kimberly's one of those black girl magic, black excellence on LinkedIn. Read her comment real quick, y'all. I'm all for reparations, but it needs to be given in a way that will go toward legacy building and creating generational wealth. So maybe given the amount by a determined way, college, property, businesses. See, we to me, that proves that we already smart. We get that we want no tax reparation. We want all kind of, we don't want just cash. So I see that. Is he back there? You back? We back? Sorry, y'all. We was gone for a second. What do you think about that situation, though? But moving past that, the affirmative action and college admissions, brother. What do you think about that, Rakeem?
I think that yeah, why not keep it going? You know what I mean? Like if they want to stop it, that's cool. But I feel like it's bigger than, you know what I mean, just this topic. For me, it's all business driven. It's all for money. So at the end of the day, everybody who's going to college, unless you really have a, a technical trade there, like where you're going to implement what you learn right after, and it's like really in high demand. Job-wise, or you're utilizing this education for your own gain in a sense of business and open up your own business. Yeah, I say keep it going. Why not? If that's what's getting, people of color into college, then why not? Especially if it's being paid for.
I will tell you this. I didn't go to college. I went to the U.S. Air Force. I didn't go to college. And my first business was when I was in the 6th grade. So I was already in business. I wanted to go to college. I went to the Air Force, but I wanted to be an accountant. I kind of knew the finance would help my business. But I was already in business. I was already since a very young age. And so I didn't think that I needed it. I understood very clearly that my employees need to have a degree, but I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to visualize. I didn't know how to lead. And back in the day, I graduated high school in 1990. There was no entrepreneur programs in these colleges. I don't remember ever hearing of an MBA when I was looking for colleges back in the 1990s in California, by the way. I was accepted to San Diego State, Pepperdine, obviously the U.S. Air Force, where I chose to go. And so I believe that, again, get rid of affirmative action in college. I think that they should not get a benefit to get Black and minority people. I believe it's wrong. I don't believe it's wrong for the same way people think it's wrong. I believe it's wrong because why should they get a benefit? Again, me as a Black person, I get nothing. Dr. D, she has a a school or something like that. When we edit this, y'all, check this flyer from Dr. D, her school. She gets no tax breaks if black people join her school. She gets no tax breaks if gay people join her school. She's a black girl. You saw her in the beginning. She gets no tax breaks if white people go to her school. So I don't believe in it from that perspective. I understand the reason why we needed it. I understand that. I do. At Young Blood, I know you'll cuss me out. I know Young Blood's gonna cuss me out. But as a black entrepreneur, my entire life, I had a business before I had a job. I get no benefits for hiring, doing business, spending money with minority-owned subcontractors at all. So why should they? That's all I'm saying. Next thing is intersectionality, brother. Exploring the complex intersections of race, gender, sexual orientation, and other identities within the DEI conversation. But hold up, y'all. Where you, Rakeem? Hold up 1 second, y'all. They're telling me we got to play one little commercial real quick, you guys, before you answer that. Hold on 1 second. We got a teaser right here. Play this, please. Trigger warning. Here, come on in here. Let's have this conversation, LinkedIn. Black LinkedIn, actually. Black LinkedIn. Get in here, y'all. Black LinkedIn, get on in this room. Get in here. Come on, Black LinkedIn. Come on, get in here. Do y'all remember what the New York Times said about us in 2020? Do you guys recollect what the New York Times said about us in 2020? Let me remind you, if you forgot, let me tell you, we, Black LinkedIn, is thriving. Does LinkedIn have a problem with that? That's what the New York Times said in 2022 about us. And tell me this, it was back in 2022, but now we're in 2023, and it's the third quarter, and not much has changed, at least not for us. Makes us all kind of wonder, are they really doing some stuff? Do they really have some issues with us, the black folks on LinkedIn? Is the news on the New York Times true? Because we seem to be shadow banned. We don't get the jobs. We don't get in the searches. We don't see the supplier opportunities that we know that they see. And for a company that preaches DEI like LinkedIn does and raves about their inclusion, as a 14-year LinkedIn black gay entrepreneur veteran on LinkedIn, let me tell you something. I never see them push me to white people. Seriously, never see it. I see them pushing white people to white people. I see them pushing white people and white companies to black people and black companies. But where is our diversity in this new LinkedIn algorithm? Where are we in this new algorithm and these new features? Where's Black LinkedIn at, y'all? I don't see us. Where are we? Anyway, the Black LinkedIn show, a kick-ass segment with my boy Rakeem. He's going to be here live with me, and I plan to take the algorithm into our own hands, y'all. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So join the revolution. Oh, let me change that. I don't want to get flagged. Join the Renaissance. Join the Renaissance, y'all. Black LinkedIn, the show, the podcast, the segment is coming, and we have a special Q&A. It's a segment just to get y'all snowflakes all in a flurry. The monkey in the room is an in-your-face opportunity for black people and white people to ask all their DEI anti-racism questions. The monkey in the room, purposely named that way to give y'all some trigger warnings. Success is for everyone, We've been saying it for 25 years. Let's prove it on LinkedIn every single Monday morning in America, evening in the Philippines. Black LinkedIn Live, be here, be square, y'all, because we got some stuff to talk about. Success is for everyone, and that means you too, Black LinkedIn. We're going to make sure of it. Okay, y'all, I need a little break. I had to go do a little jingle, you know, all that kind of stuff like that. I'm here with Brother Joaquin, you guys. The last question we're talking about real quick here, and we're going to get through these because you guys got questions here for us. I appreciate it. Intersectionality, Brother Joaquin, exploring the complex intersections of race, gender, sexual orientation, other identities within the DEI conversation. What say ye?
Let's see. I say, like, again, fundamentally, it's all about us creating a sense of not normalcy, but I think it's real for us to elevate each other and to elevate ourselves, as well as to ultimately love one another. So the same discrimination is discrimination. It might be specific towards an actual faction, unless you like are a person that crosses them. But at the same time, like, the narrative should be us not discriminating, right? So let's having these conversations as people in general, and not as a specific person. Should we embrace, Black excellence? Should we embrace, the all these different communities? Absolutely. And make it normal to talk about, and actually express and be willing to explore one another, and be willing to explore more that we don't know. Like, there's a lot that I don't know about different factions, organizations. I'd be willing to have this conversation. There's different type of people. I'm willing to learn, and that's what it's all about. It's just being willing to learn and to hear people, you know what I mean, and not push our agendas down people's throats. Like, here, me and you have different views about the same subject, right? But we're able to sit here and have a constructive conversation about it. You hear my point of view and accept it, and I hear yours and I accept it. And it's taking this, what's in common out of this information, and moving forward with it, and just elevating each other. Ultimately, it's just spreading love, spreading truth. Here is truth. All of our truths together is talking about, the monkey in the room. So it's like, spreading our truth, you know what I mean? And just being willing to love one another, right? So maybe just this in itself, and showing the difference, because I feel there's diversity in how people feel about the same subject. You know what I'm saying? And we are all, people of color. So it's that shows in itself that we're able to have this conversation and be in the same room without there being arguments, or without there being, like, any form of negativity. Like, and we'll be able to just unify and lift each other up, and not take anything personally, and just love one another. So that's how I feel about again, it's all about the collective. So that's how I feel about all the micro organizations, and the micro groups of people. And we need to stop pushing the agenda of micro groups of people. Celebrate ourselves as individuals, celebrate ourselves as a group of people, but at the same time, include each other and lift each other up. Like, what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Kimberly Brown, brother, sister, I appreciate that. First of all, you guys, Kimberly Brown has another comment I'm going to say real quick, but she's on LinkedIn. She's an award-winning, global-trodden Black girl magic nanny on the go. If you want to support, if you're white, if you're Black, and you got babies and you need a nanny, she's the one. If you got a baby but you don't need a nanny, but you want some advice, she's the one. She's on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, there's Black nannies on LinkedIn. Believe it or not, I know it's shocking to some people, but there's Black nannies. Kimberly C. Brown, helping nannies, parents, and domestic work agencies. I can't read the rest. Sorry, Kim, but it's out. She says, I think it was made such a big deal because Black excellence is real. And every year you see white America get upset and uptight to see so many Black teens get 20 to 60 college approvals and funding, she said, to colleges. And while these teens are making a decision, it is locking up funding and admission to other children, mainly for their children. White folks talking about. They do not like, white folks don't like. It is done, white folks do not like when it's done to them. And because they see it as unfair and a useless, their push back was a change. Okay, though they see it unfair and useless, their pushback was to change that law. Their children, of course, she's going and go, girl. She mad. Kim is mad. Their children only apply to maybe 5 to 7 because they know they will get in and get funding or not need the funding because they have already financially prepared. Where a Black family is not financially prepared and their kids are applying not to see who accepts them, but to see who will give them the most financial help. That's Kim. That's Kim. Lavish Kings is back in the house. Lavish Kings. Thank you, Kim. First of all, I didn't go to college because I was scared as hell of that debt. I went to San Diego State. I was accepted to Pepperdine University. I went to school. I graduated in San Diego, California, USA. I was scared as hell. So I went to the military. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me put my, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to turn to the side, y'all. Sorry. You see, I'm comfortable tonight. I'm comfortable. I didn't go because I was scared of that. I was afraid of it. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And the real truth of it is I probably would have taken the debt and not joined the military. But I thought, okay, I'll take accounting, but I can travel the world. I can be in the military. I can be, have a record. If I want to get in politics, I can. But I really knew that I wanted to be in business. I left my business to go to the military. Then I came back to my business. I went in during the Gulf. I knew already, and there was just they weren't offering me classes, maybe because I was Black, I'm not sure. But they weren't offering me the classes that would help my business, like business, entrepreneurship, those things. I don't remember even MBA even existing. The next one, Brother Rakeen, this is for you, because I know you have you're very diverse. White fragility and allyship. The controversy around the concept of white fragility and the role of allies in supporting marginalized communities.
Yeah, no, I feel like again, that's a really good point, because I feel personally a huge factor in those shifts is getting, like, if we feel like we're being mistreated, right, as a people, like, then the most important thing for us to do is to get allies, right, which we do, because you don't really have to get allies, but in order for us to receive those allies, right, it's being comfortable talking about it, right? So there is plenty of people, I mentioned it earlier, where I've had plenty of situations where it was actually like Caucasian Americans who responded to racial situations, or was extremely sensitive, or we're desensitized, right? But we're sensitive towards racial situations and had been wanting to seek more justice than, us ourselves. That's why it goes back into, yes, we're sensitized to it, but we do need to speak up. We do need to respond to things. And you might be a person who not care too much about it, or you're living in fear of possibly, losing out. But at the same time, if this really is such a topic to all of us, then we have to be willing to come together and talk about these things and to actually create issues out of them, like, because the only change comes in the collective. Change doesn't come in micro-organizations.
Wow, brother. You know what? I'm going to say this. I agree with you 100%. We brothers. But I disagree in the sense that black folks in America beat themselves up every single day because we're so busy competing with white folks that we don't realize you're only competing with white folks.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think Mexicans feel? Asians, let me break it down. Chinese, Korean, Laotian, Cambodia, Philippines, Korea, Thailand. You know how many Asians there are? But we so busy competing amongst our two selves that we don't appreciate. Black folks, understand this. Asians can't even complain if they don't get hired at the corporation. American Indians, they don't even walk in the door. Lesbians, they sneak in. Negroes, we walk in with the afros. We change laws. So instead of us appreciating the fact that, no, we the shit. Number 16 in global economic power, Black America. LinkedIn, they tell you how many black folks are on LinkedIn and da-da-da, but they don't tell you this, is that the average person on LinkedIn is making $100,000 a year or more. Don't tell you that. She might have her a little restaurant. She might be making hot plates, but she making $100,000 a year making hot plates. So I believe that when it comes to this situation here of white fragility, they know these numbers, Brother Rakeem. We don't know. They know. White people told me that most black folks on LinkedIn have businesses, not Negroes. We didn't say that. White folks said that. We don't even realize it. Really? Yeah, Shaniqua Shante. And we know they probably got jobs. Me and you, we know. They got little jobs, you know. But when they go on LinkedIn, they don't put that damn job. Right? They putting burger stand, lavish kings. He making bling bling baseball caps. And I think that we don't give ourselves enough credit. That's all I'm saying. I think we don't.
No, I agree too.
Okay. You want to close it out?
No, I'm saying I agree. I get I feel your point, and I think that goes back to us being desensitized to, you know what I mean? It's like, to a certain degree, psychologically, going back, right? That's where the victory is at. You know what I mean? That the victory is psychologically, and that's why the systems are the way the systems are. It isn't to be in your face, to close the door in your face, to go ha ha ha, to beat you up in your face. Nah, it's to create a system to hold you back, to where they no longer have to
keep you on the
plantation. Yeah, they no longer have to do. The opposition doesn't have to do the work. You're doing the work for them. It's the language you use. It's the music that you listen to. It's the, you know what I mean? It's the videos you watching. It's the, like, I mean, you do the work for them to hold you back. Like, you know what I mean? And to me, it's just being comfortable with being uncomfortable and having these uncomfortable conversations, and I mean, like we said, not in a complaintive form, but in a form to where we're actually trying to solve some problems, and to where we're actually trying to implement, you know, positive actions towards a specific subject that is systematically a heck of a lot larger than we are. But the best thing about it is we don't have to handle it as individuals as we feel like we have to. Kareem, you're doing it for everyone, you know, by bringing us all together to be able to talk about it, to do something about it. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I do feel like we are too desensitized, and we're too lax. I think we're too fearful, mainly, like we're fearful of what the latter is. Like, you know what I mean? We're fearful of even supporting one another. You just said that, like right there in a small way, you just said that we don't support one another because we don't even know that, you know what I mean, your brother or sister next door to you or is making over $100,000 a year. And if they are, you're not celebrating them. In most cases, we like to say that in front of one. Yeah. But we know behind closed door, we're actually hating because we're not there. You know what I mean? And that's because it's all a psychological trap. You know what I mean? So, I think, again, having a platform like this where we're able to talk about it, it's changing the narrative, it's spinning it, it's utilizing the information that's in front of us today, and really, when it comes to mental health, addressing the anger that we have built up inside, addressing the aggravation and the frustrations that we have inside, and the things that we were exposed to, and forgiving our parents from the things that they were exposed to, all the way back to our great grandparents, and realize it's conditioning, and that we can't depend on people outside of us to change that conditioning. We ourselves have to change that conditioning. Like, I mean, and it's starting, like we said, what it's all ultimately about, our mental health. So we're not taking personal, jabs that somebody else is only taking from their conditioning or their hurts and pains, right? You know what I mean? And putting it on us, and we're feeling like, hey, man, let me take this personally, instead of realizing like there's a way to approach it, and the best way to approach it is to educate. There's been plenty of times in the workplace where people thought that they were hurting my feelings, you know, and getting their jive on from always like me trying to take a jab at my color. And I've educated to the point where the guy basically almost cried, and he wanted to be my best friend after that. You know what I mean? Like, and it's everybody's in pain, right? Everybody's suffered, you know what I mean? And that's where all it comes from. It comes from a foundation of now at this point, not where it began, right? But for now, it's that, you know, in America now, everybody's hurting, everybody's in pain. I mean, and that's why coaches are on a rise, because everybody's hurting, and we're all trying to speak about it together. Only thing is, us as Black people, you know, we need to come together and be comfortable talking about, you know what I mean, how we suffer, but not just talking about it, but actually be willing to do the work to work past it, you know what I mean, and to grow and to elevate. That's, you know, that's the only way that we're going to change even this narrative in itself, you know what I mean, and celebrate Black, you know what I mean, kings and queens, and lift each other up. Like, I mean, as a collective, not just the ones who are owning their businesses and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Stop promoting, excuse my language, the bitches and the hoes and the drinking and smack, you know what I mean? Like, that's not us. That's not what we're all about. That we're more than that, and stop allowing the opposition to tell us who we are, and let us take the mic and let us show and tell who we are, and to be willing to pass the mic to our brothers and sisters, and celebrate them and tell them, like, you mean, the same thing, you know what I mean?
In the celebration of us, Nanny Kim on the go, Kimberly C. Brown. I agree. She says, I like, like I always say, as leaders, if you come to a problem without a solution, it's a complaint. We need to talk about it and create solutions to make these changes. I agree. And I'm going to tell you this, when you touched on the whole mental health thing. I believe that Black people, we do not give ourselves credit. I have lived all over the world. My company, you know, I'm in Manila right now. You're in Pennsylvania. People do not deal with the mental health issues that we deal with. Suicide is not a thing around the world, you guys. Okay? People are not a thing around the world, you guys. Women executives, women presidents, women politicians, women senators is not a thing. So you're dealing with, if you're a woman, you're trying to make a corporate job, and you're dealing with the whole woman thing, and oh my God, I'm pregnant, and all that is not an issue in many parts of the world. So just by happenstance, I'm agreeing with you, Rakeem. You're dealing with things that most women don't have to deal with. Every other country recognizes, because the next topic here is diverse, equity, and inclusion in tech. And you know, women are killing tech right now. Thank you. Can I get that? Sorry, I can't reach it. I'm sorry. You guys, thank you, Jules, for the fantastic coffee. I appreciate it. We're drinking fresh brews, you guys. Philippines brewed by the farmers. You guys, I'm telling you that there's things that we deal with that most people do not deal with. And I think that we don't want to acknowledge it. I think we don't want to bring it up. I think you want to bring passport bros up and traditional women and modern women. We don't want to be. The truth is that no. Rakeem, America's hard as hell. The fact that you have to fight to get a job in corporations is not based on your talent. That is not the case around the world. The fact that you have to have Black LinkedIn because we know they don't show us is not the case. Now, it may be about content, like David said, Youngblood, the Black attorney in DC that was watching. If you guys need a lobby law firm, David Youngblood. That's true. Because when I travel, and the reason that I outsourced my company to Asia, because in Asia, I didn't experience the racism in business. Being black was an asset. So I agree with you, but I do think that we don't take enough accountability that no, we deal with some crazy ass shit in America that most people could not imagine. Not just white people. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Mexicans would be like, what? They did what to you? Like that. You make how much money? You're still broke? Really? Because most of them go to America, they make money, they send money back home. Where are we sending money to? Nowhere. We're spending it all. And they know it. I digress. Diversity, equity, and inclusion in tech, Rakeem. The tech industry's challenges in achieving diversity and combating bias in product development and hiring practices. You want me to start it off, or you got an idea? You got it in your mind? Because I'm gonna hit him.
No, go ahead.
Y'all are so crazy. First of all, black folks are all over tech. We killed AI. Killing AI. Any black person that wants to say, you can type in AI, can you write me a proposal and sound like a white girl named Karen? That's what the hell we doing with AI. We're going to keep doing AI. Filipino, they type it in broken English, regurgitating perfect fucking English. I don't know what the Indians is doing. Chinese, Chinese had the shit first. AI is great for minorities. I believe the tech for black folks, remember, we wasn't in tech at all 5 years ago. Now you're talking about us. And once again, Rakeem, what about Mexicans in tech, women in tech, Koreans in tech, Cambodians in tech? We at least in the conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. What you think, brother?
I agree exactly what you're saying. Like my response to everything could be will be exactly that. That the whole idea about it is like the fact that this is a conversation means that they're just trying. There's an agenda to separate. This could not even actually be a thing, right? But just because it's spun up as a question, it's made a thing, and there's energy that's being put into it. So this could not actually exist as a thing, but just because all somebody has to do is say something, and then once something is said about it, then in itself we can actually put the energy towards making it a thing, right? Making it that we're separated. But in tech, like there's no way that no one, or one specific class of people are benefiting off of tech. You know what I'm saying? That's why people are going from being poor to millionaires. It's because of tech. In some way, shape, or form, it's because of technology. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that it's a subject that's specific towards one type of person. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has nothing to do with anything like that, but you being willing to be ignorant and not take what's in front of you and use it to your advantage. That's, like you said, before we go too deep in there, I digress.
I told you. And I tell you, we got a comment, you guys. Anton Washington, brother, Anton Washington's holding out. He's still here. Anton, you've been watching for like an hour now, I think, brother. Anton Washington, brother, founder and CEO of Creative Innovative, Black LinkedIn. He says definitely 100%. Kimberly, he's talking to you, sister. Solutions are created not out of complaining, but out of strong desires to bridge transparency and transformative solutions that will change the way we look. He got eyeballs and emojis and shit at things through a different lens! Exclamation point. Those closer to the issues are closer to the solution. See how articulate black folks are. Black folks can type. They ain't no AI here. You got exclamation, punctuation, every damn thing. Those closer to the issue are closer to the solution. If we stop complaining so much, we would grow, capital W, beyond capital G, capital B, the limits, capital L, of our capital O, own, capital O, understanding, capital U, exclamation point. We would grow beyond the limits of our own understanding. You see a spike.
Exactly.
People think I'm crazy. They're writing it like, that's why I'm yelling. And I'm like, they're literally
You can
writing
feel it.
all caps. I'm an actor. I took classes back in the day. I thought I was gonna be a thespian back in the day. But yes, we need to take action. And let me just revisit something real quick, brother. And then we go to the next one. The next one is cultural appropriation, okay? They want us to talk about cultural appropriation. But before we get into that, do you see Black folks on LinkedIn? This is Black folks on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. These folks work at companies, businesses, and you think that we not qualified? I know 50 white folks that can't even write that good. Mm-hmm. And once again, I know Mexicans, Asians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans that can't write that good. We're so busy competing with one people that we forget there's more than 2 lanes in the race. We're doing pretty damn good. But I digress. Cultural appropriation, brother Rakeem. The discussion around cultural appropriation, especially in industries like fashion, music, and entertainment. What do you think about that, brother? Because they do that shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's a market, right? Like it's a means to exploit, and in the same way I could see how it's tied together, where in one hand it's utilized to exploit and to make a dollar, because at the end of the day, like it's all goes into class and education. It's how we're utilizing what we work for. You know what I'm saying? Are we utilizing that money to make more money, or are we receiving money just to spend it? And that cultural appropriation comes like they're marketing towards us because we're spending the money to, you know what I'm saying, and while we're being told that we can't, wear our hair the way that we want to, we can't dress the way that we want to in certain settings, which again, depending on what the profession is, there is a dress code, but like it's pretty much being held from truly expressing yourselves, or you truly feeling you know what I'm saying, when it comes to identity. So yeah, I do feel like if it's something being sold, don't buy it, especially if you don't know where it's coming from. I get if it's being sold by someone who the source is a African American, and they're selling you, you know what I mean, like, hair grease and, you know what I mean, the relaxer and like the tanglers and like, you know what I mean, the moisturizer buy it from them, because that's sourced and made for you, made by you, for for you. But if it's like, if it's not, don't support. You know what I mean? And don't get mad when the product doesn't work for you. But it's going back to education, how we're utilizing what's given to us, and utilizing it to lift ourselves up. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's going back into appreciating ourselves. I mean, like, shoot, if somebody's like, I turn around, somebody's starting to dress like me and talk like me, I'm going to take that as a compliment. I ain't going to complain about it. You know what I'm saying? Some people might complain about it. I'm going to be like, yeah, like, I'm going to call you out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna call you out, but I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna feel a little bit good about myself, because that's a compliment. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Well, you know what I think, and I don't want to. I'm gonna get to the next one, is the Crown Act. So ladies, sure, we going to talk about the Crown Act, and Kimberly, she got some hair. So the Crown Act. But let me just say this about cultural appropriation: is that when I travel the world, a lot of folks around me kind of notice that I always comment on when they do things that I think that are appropriation. And around the world, they think I'm being crazy. They think I'm being like, what do you mean? Like, why do you? I said, no, there is no way in hell that that white girl should be playing Queen Nefertiti or something. Like, what? Really? And I look at the hair, I look in business, and it's not just, remember, the colors, the food, the products, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Jack Daniels. I mean, you look at all these things. So, which goes into the whole reparations thing. Go ahead and take it. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm a keen person. Do what you do. But when I say I need reparations, don't be mad, right? Because you appropriate our stuff and you didn't tell nobody. And let me tell you this, and I'm sorry. The only reason I am angry about cultural appropriation is because I believe it robs our youth of pride. You know what I mean? Like knowing when
Yeah,
you drink that Jack Daniels, that was a slave. That was nigga made
yeah,
that. When you eat that damn syrup and you know it's good, remember the whole world likes Aunt Jemima pancake syrup. The whole world. The Philippines loves pancakes and syrup. It's a thing. But they didn't give the pride to a black women. You feel me? That's the part.
hmm
They didn't. I don't care about the money. You robbed black women of the pride, and you gave it to the white girl in the kitchen, and it wasn't yours. You. That's the part I don't like. I don't like. I went to a meeting recently with Koreans for a peace conference, and I was saying in the meeting it was a conference. I said, and it was Koreans hosting in the Philippines. I said, "Where's the Philippines at? Where is the Filipino chef? The Filipino this? I said, where? Because black folks, like what you said, we can see culture and not appropriate it.
hmm
I can give you credit when credit is due. I don't need to say that I did it. You feel
hmm
me? The problem with them is they want to take it and own it.
hmm
It's not a problem making money on it. Help the brother make money. Empower the sister. Empower the Asian. Empower the woman. Just don't take it and say you created it, which is what appropriation means for y'all. Hello. It doesn't mean borrowing it. That means taking it and capitalizing off of it and not paying the creator on TikTok that was really originally black, for example. Okay, Rakim, this is the last one, and then these white folks is waiting. They've been waiting for a long time, y'all, for these little questions they got for black the monkey in the room. How you doing, Rakim?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, because white folks have been like, y'all have been 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you ain't got to my little questions. And they messaged us on the monkey in the room, y'all, is a segment where we're gonna answer questions in a little bit, okay? And we're gonna that y'all have sent to us or you're waiting to have answered anonymously, asking questions that black folks want to ask, okay? So we get into the questions, but black folks, they ain't had this. It's our first time. Wait. Okay, last thing. The Crown Act and black hair discrimination. The movement to end discrimination based on hairstyles associated with black identity and culture. Rakim, let me see here, Rakim. You ain't got much hair, Rakim.
Nah, I don't.
I had some dreadlocks recently. And those of you who watch my show know that I've been looking conservative and fabulous my whole life. I came to the Philippines, I altered my lifestyle. I grew dreadlocks. I got my Zen. I got my life back. I meditate. I did yoga. I did all these great things. And if you guys don't mind, put some overlays later. I'm doing yoga. I got dreadlocks. I'm fabulous. Research showed, though, on LinkedIn, white folks hated my dreadlocks. Yeah. Scared of my dreadlocks. I couldn't cross over a black person with dreadlocks, because I talk more about business, all right? Wearing dreadlocks, talking about why they need a website, why they need to outsource, why they need to whatever. They just couldn't. They wasn't having it, y'all. They wasn't having it. So what do you think about that, though? Because you know women, I'm sure, Rakim.
hmm Yeah, no, I feel that that is an outright, like, outrageous, like from the beginning, like that's an outrageous statement and movement in itself. Like for you to tell someone, anyone, but tell someone that they can't wear their hair, like, or feel intimidated because the way that somebody's wearing their hair, or you know what I mean, like it's especially natural in a sense, like dreadlocks, like, oh, I'm more intimidated or whatever the case may be, because you're wearing your hair the way that it is. It's like that is incredibly, I can't even wrap my mind around that, like, and so it's I've never looked at someone in their hair and was like, You got to be like this because of the way your hair. That wasn't something that ever crossed my mind. So I don't know if there's a stigma behind, you know what I mean, like, you know, people in the way that they're wearing their hair, like, you know what I mean, like, or is it just something that can't be duplicated? So it's like, I'm gonna try to take this away from you, like, you know what I mean, like, you look too good, I'm too distracted. You need to cut that off. You need you need to you need to remove that. Or like you said, like, or just in the name itself, it's like it's a crown. It's individuality. It's an expression of a people that can't be duplicated. So it's like, again, it's something that needs to be removed or taken away. And I love that if it's you know, something that's pushing against that where people are allowed to express themselves, especially in a country like this where we're supposed to be able to express ourselves in any way, shape, or form. Like, you know what I mean? Like, absolutely. Like, we need that back. We need individuality, individualism. And if you can't duplicate it, so what? I'm pretty sure there's going to find a way. I've seen plenty. I just feel like it's crazy that we even having a conversation about this. Honestly, like, you know what I mean? But it's the way of the world, I suppose.
I'll say this. This is a great segue to the next segment, you guys. Applause. Okay, white folks, we here. Okay, we made it to the monkey in the room. I'm getting to y'all's questions. I have been that monkey in the room many, many times. I know for a fact, until I came to the Philippines, I never had a beard. I never wore a baseball cap. I never wore tennis shoes. I had a low tight fade. I had a little Jerry curl back in the day when I was in high school. But after that, low tight fade, because you know what, Brother Rakeem, that mental health again. We don't talk about it. We don't think about it. And you're right. Most people don't even imagine that it is a thing. Unless maybe you're in the Philippines, you have dreadlocks, for example. There's certain people, but otherwise, most people have no idea how it is to be like, oh, that's cute, but I better not because I might lose my job. But you guys, okay, next segment, you guys, I want to get into this. Is there a commercial, anything we play? A commercial, anything? Play the monkey, the Black LinkedIn one real quick again. The one from Jamal, Brother Jamal did. Okay. You guys, we're going to do a transition real quick, you guys. Brother Rakeem, don't go anywhere. Love you. This is great. We're going to get to the monkey in the room. This is the segment, you guys, right now. But with my full screen, let me do my monologue. Let me do this section real quick, and we can go into the commercial after that. Full screen. You guys. All right, folks, let's keep this energy rolling because it's time for us to do the monkey in the room segment. What you guys have all been waiting on, all the drama, all the videos, all the conversation we're telling you is this segment. We get the energy, y'all. Let's get back. Let's wake up. You would work. And no, we ain't holding back on this segment, you guys. You sent these questions in. This is where we can, the rubber meets the road type thing, where the questions, they've been simmering to ask us, y'all. They've been wanting to ask us these. They've been on their minds, finally get answered. I'm Kareem Jackson, you guys. I'm alongside Brother Rakeem here. I'm my partner in truth. Rakeem is here. We're about to unleash some straight talk. This has been a long time coming, y'all. The monkey in the room comes after this, you guys. Play the commercial real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Grab your coffee, grab your cocktails, and be right back for the here. Come on in here. Let's have this conversation. LinkedIn. Oh, Black LinkedIn, actually. Black LinkedIn. Get in here, y'all. Black LinkedIn, get on in this room. Get in here. Come on, Black LinkedIn. Come on, get in here. Do y'all remember what the New York Times said about us in 2020? Do you guys recollect what the New York Times said about us in 2020? Let me remind you, if you forgot, let me tell you, we, Black LinkedIn, is thriving. Does LinkedIn have a problem with that? That's what the New York Times said in 2022 about us. And tell me this, it was back in 2022, but now we're in 2023, and it's the third quarter, and not much has changed, at least not for us. Makes us all kind of wonder, Are they really doing some stuff? Do they really have some issues with us, the black folks on LinkedIn? Is the news on the New York Times true? Because we seem to be shadow banned. We don't get the jobs. We don't get in the searches. We don't see the supplier opportunities that we know that they see. And for a company that preaches DEI like LinkedIn does and raves about their inclusion, as a 14-year LinkedIn black gay entrepreneur veteran on LinkedIn, let me tell you something. I never see them push me to white people. Seriously, never see it. I see them pushing white people to white people. I see them pushing white people and white companies to black people and black companies. But where is our diversity in this new LinkedIn algorithm? Where are we in this new algorithm and these new features? Where's Black LinkedIn at, y'all? I don't see us. Where are we? Anyway, the Black LinkedIn Show, a kick-ass segment with my boy Rakeem. He's going to be here live with me, and I plan to take the algorithm into our own hands, y'all. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So join the revolution. Oh, let me change that. I don't want to get flagged. Join the Renaissance. Join the Renaissance, y'all. Black LinkedIn, the show, the podcast, the segment is coming, and we have a special Q&A. It's a segment just to get y'all snowflakes all in a flurry. The monkey in the room is an in-your-face opportunity for black people and white people to ask all their DEI anti-racism questions. The monkey in the room, purposely named that way to give y'all some trigger warnings. Success is for everyone. We've been saying it for 25 years. Let's prove it on LinkedIn every single Monday morning in America, evening in the Philippines. Black LinkedIn Live, be here, be square, y'all, because we got some stuff to talk about. Success is for everyone, and that means you too, Black LinkedIn. We're going to make sure of it.
Success is for everyone. You're special. You're live on the set with Kareem Jackson. Kareem Jackson is here. Turn your dreams into reality. Remember, baby, success is for everyone. Live on the set. New shows weekly.
Okay, folks, you guys, welcome back. You guys, Kareem Jackson live on the set. Brother Rakeem is here. Let's keep this energy rolling because it's time for the monkey in the room. And no, we ain't holding back. This is where the rubber meets the road, y'all. Where the questions that they've been simmering to ask us, that have been holding back in the back of their minds, finally get answered. They're going to be really excited about this, y'all. I'm Kareem Jackson. I'm here with my boy Rakeem. You saw him earlier. He's going to be here with my partner in truth, Rakeem Matteau. We're about to unleash y'all. We're about to unleash straight talk. And that's been a long time coming, you guys. Kareem Jackson, you guys, you see right here, you guys, we're tired of all the games. We're tired of dancing around the issues. Our Black LinkedIn fam, this is for you. Call in, send us the questions you've been asking. And hey, feel free to drop those comments live right here. We got some comments here. I see Kimberly. She got a comment too. I got to give it her comment. We're in this together, y'all. Whether you're up against crazy things in the office, corporate issues, the labyrinth of games they play, or you're grabbing, the tough stuff you're grabbing them with every day to live your life, we're here with solutions, insights, and some real talk. You guys, we're not stopping right here though. We're getting these questions. Bring Brother Rakeem back in. Is he there? Brother Rakeem, thank you, brother. How you doing? I'm sorry. Had to take a little break. You got your coffee refill? What, you okay?
Nah, I ain't move. I'm ready. For
Okay, well, damn, I went to get coffee refilled, bathroom break, redid my hair, had a powder my face, I was sweating and stuff. Okay, second half, y'all. And what it got me, I know these questions, you know, you've seen the questions too, but they have not seen these questions that these folks have been asking us to answer today. Okay, first of all, you guys, if you got a question, bring it on. We have no issue. We got some questions you guys have already sent in. If you got some more questions, please bring them on. We're not holding back. We're not, you know, sugarcoating things, because you ask, we will answer. So ask away the ignorant, the confused, the passive aggressive. We're ready for it all. You want to know it, so we want to educate you. This is a teachable moment. And we're tired of you guys asking black folks by the water cooler, making your DEI executive, your DEI vice president be your shrink, your soulmate, and your damn tour guide through the whole labyrinth of diversity. So we're here to help you with that. So, Brother Rakeem, brother, we asked white folks to discreetly send us questions. And they are shy to ask their DEI executives and their DEI and their friends and their black friends, right? So we asked them to ask us these questions. Are you ready, Rakeem?
I'm ready.
Black LinkedIn, are you ready for these monkey in the room questions? Because y'all think we're dealing with things, Rakeem, black folks. White folks in the office just as confused as black folks are, Rakeem. They ain't going through the stress, but they like, so I can't touch her hair. So I can't ask. So I can't use the N-word. So you mean you overqualified than me? So that okay. No, John in New York says, hey. That's what it says. Like, I swear to God, That's what it says. Hey, I'm curious about cultural sensitivity training. How can we implement it effectively in our workplace? What? let me read again, because I told you this is like third grade. This is gonna be easy for you. I told you it'll be easy for you. John from New York City says, hey. It says, hey, like, I don't know what the fuck hey means. Hey, I'm curious about cultural sensitivity training. How can we implement it effectively in our workplace? Go ahead, Rakeem.
Cultural sensitivity training. How can we effectively implement it in the workplace? Which means if you're effectively trying to implement it in the workplace,
I told you
that you have African American people who are already working there. So why not just ask the questions? Why don't you ask? Why don't you have conversations?
No. Cultural sensitivity training is for white people.
No. I know it's for white people. But
so he's saying we white, we don't have no sensitivity culture. So we went and got training from some black girl on LinkedIn. Wait, so you got... And so now we got this training. Like, you know, when you go to chef school and now you're in the restaurant.
I didn't know that was a thing. There's no such thing as training to be like, there's no such thing as training.
So they say, I'm sorry, you know, this is really wrong of us. Let me stop. Let's be serious. It's John in New York City. We apologize. How can we effectively implement it in the workplace? Please answer.
The most effective way to communicate and treat others the way that you would like to be treated, or to, you know, it's just speaking to that person like they're a person, not like they're a specific kind of person, especially in the workplace. Speak to them only about what the duties or jobs are to be about, the duty itself. Like, I don't get how, and please don't take this the wrong way, John. Like, I'm saying, like, I don't get how else would you approach someone in the workplace. It shouldn't matter what the color of their skin is. It should only like matter that they're a fellow employee and that there's a task in their job that has to be done. So I don't think that you have to receive some form of training to communicate with a person of color. Like, you know, and how would you, now I'm curious. Now I want to like know, John, how do you approach people of color with this training? Now I'm even more curious about what this training is. I got to take one of these classes myself. like, no, I'm not trying. Because I'm curious now. Like I've never heard of it. When you first said that, I was thinking something totally different. Like I was just like, I didn't know that you can actually.
Hey,
a
I'm curious about cultural sensitivity training. So he read the marketing. He know what it's called and everything.
Yeah.
John. DEI consultants on LinkedIn. Got these folks scared as hell. They can't even ask you how to implement it. So they pay for the training and there's no implementation package. But still, the CRT situation, what happens is this. When it comes down to it, this is where the CRT thing comes in. You feel me? This is where the CRT thing comes in.
Yeah.
If you know culture, you implement it already.
Yeah.
I know Jews have issues. I know they're kosher.
Mm-hmm.
I know they were slaves like black folks were slaves. I'm not going to argue on who's higher because we both were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
I know Muslims don't want no swine. I'm sensitive to it. But I don't need to talk about it or implement it because you know what? If I know Muslims is coming, I'm not going to have no damn swine. And I'm cool. I can say, brother, you Muslim? You go, yeah. What you want to eat?
No, and
it's called but it's called education.
Mm-hmm.
It's called you feel me, right?
Yeah.
It's called if you and I both know the same as we know white people.
Mm-hmm.
If white folks is coming, you need some sandwiches. They do like some fried chicken and soul food, but if they coming, you might want to have some Bud Light. They don't want no Hennessy. They be fucked up. Asians want some rice. When we say it, it's not racist. It's called education.
Mm-hmm.
They just say it wrong. So implementing it, I think you implement it seamlessly into your culture to where it becomes education. It becomes CRT, and you understand that they're racist. Okay, y'all, they're rolling me. Sarah from San Francisco. She says, "Okay, y'all, did y'all tell them to do this? I'm looking on this. They got all these intro weird. Hi, hello. Oh my God. Anyway, Sarah from San Francisco says, "Hi there. I want to foster a more inclusive environment. What strategies do you recommend to ensure all voices are heard?" Really, girl? You go first, brother. I'm sorry.
I feel like
we said it was free advice. We said it was free advice. We can't get mad.
No,
you can hire somebody.
Well,
go ahead.
All sentence in common, I'm a firm believer in that. So there's no, I'm not saying this with any form of like, cynicism. It's just that like, it's quite simply that if you're in a meeting and you want to make sure that everyone is feeling heard, hear everybody. Like if you include everybody in the conversation, take everyone's word into consideration, but not just that, not just hearing them, making sure these people are heard by giving them credit for coming up with the idea, whatever it is. That's how a person would feel like they're being heard, is you validating what they're saying and also giving them the credit for being the one to say it, and as you're implementing it. I mean, that's the most, I feel, efficient way to hear people and to also grab a pen, take some notes, you know what I mean? And make sure everyone gets a chance to speak. And if everyone agrees on an idea, make sure you mention that person was the one to come up with the idea. It's that simple.
Okay. First of all, Sarah. Okay, brother here, he got an education. He's smart. I don't have no education. I own my company too, so I don't need to be. We said no sugarcoating. First of all, Miss Sarah, hi there to you too. Hello there to you. Fostering a more inclusive environment. What the hell does that mean? You should be inclusive, period. Don't foster anything. Make it organic. Let me speak in your language. It should be organic. When it comes down to what's the next part, What strategies do you recommend to ensure all voices are heard? All voices should be heard. Everybody. One, as an owner, you need more voices to get a better opinion or make a better solution. Two, they work there, so they should all be empowered to speak. It should be organic. Don't need to implement anything. What happens is you're probably blocking people. You're probably insulting people. You're probably making people not want to speak out. You shouldn't. Keyword here. I'm sorry. Okay, we get into the comments. But Sarah in San Francisco, keywords here, Sarah, to keep out of your damn mouth when talking about diversity. You don't need to foster anything. It should already be there. Also, you don't need to ensure anything. Voices should always be heard. Period. Make it organic. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm sorry. They messed me up here. Kimberly Johnson is here. Oh, okay. And Anton. Just do it. Anton, that we got Anton. I really. We going. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. We back. Okay, we gotta go. Oh, damn. Can y'all please? We got a link so y'all can call into the show. Okay, let's be back. And I agree. I always say, for Sarah. Okay, y'all. Okay. First of all, let me go back up. Kimberly, I think it was made such a big deal because I agree. Like I always say, as leaders, if you come to the problem without, okay, we got that already. Definitely Kimberly, 100%. Oh, here we go. Okay, Anton, definitely Kimberly, 100%. Solutions are created. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Just do it.
Never be. That's done then. Just do it.
Okay. Kimberly Brown says, just do it. If you have the training, use it. The question is, how were you approaching people before you needed the training? Oh, you back up. Okay, you right. I'm sorry, Kim. We should have been looking. You was commenting here. She's talking to y'all. Is that? I think they talk about John in New York City. Yeah, talking to you, John. John in New York City. She's talking to you. Just do it. Implement it. You're talking about. If you have training, just use it. The question is, how were you approaching people before that you needed the training? Then she says, but also believe that the issue is what people are used to doing at work, how they are used to speaking at work. And now the problem is because they are more Black people in these new work areas. That's true. Now there's this nervousness of what politically is racially correct. Yeah, you need to be nervous. And Tom says, I really wish I can touch bases on that question. Changing the language and changing your approach, John. Thank you for saying who he was. Developing a source of psychological value to the culture that is the workplace, educating you and others to appreciate, all caps, their space as a POC, people of color. Okay, are you Black, Anton? You look Black. So as Black people, we have been forced for millennials implement a new system of social transparency and accountability, exclamation point. Agree with that. Mm-hmm. Then for Sarah, thanks, Kim, for saying who it's for. I am here for you if you need to have conflict resolution training with teams. Oh, yeah, okay. Sarah, conflict resolution training with teams. That's Kimberly C. Brown. You know I would say Johnson girl. Kimberly C. Brown, Nanny Kim on the go. She's offering to help you out. So go to her. I think it's nannykimонthego.com. Okay. Michael from Chicago. Hey, I don't know if they listening, they're mad or something, and so they're saying, because maybe I'm late reading these. You feel me? So they yelling at me. I've heard a lot about microaggressions. Okay, we did talk about that. Can you give me examples so I can better understand and avoid them? Oh, please, go ahead, please, brother Rakeem. He don't know what microaggressions is. How the hell are you gonna ask us what the hell you do? But go ahead, please, Rakeem.
Microaggressions is like putting emphasis on what people would state is the obvious. You know what I mean? Like microaggressions is highlighting things that don't need to be highlighted. It's kind of like, I guess let's name an example. Um, it's like asking someone. It's like asking someone to do something, right? You know what I mean? One for the color of their skin, and then playing like that wasn't why you asked, like, or then playing or downplaying like me racist after saying what would potentially be a racially insensitive statement, and then insinuate that you're not racist by saying that you have colored friends, or you have a nephew or niece that's colored, or so on and so forth. Like, I mean, to me, those are examples of in many of different forms microaggression.
Color. I'm just saying you must have had some friends say it to you because you sort of said it exactly what they be saying. You just say color. You lucky you black. But exactly that. You know they don't be. But yeah, I'm not going to add to that. Emily in Boston. I've read about unconscious. You've read about it, girl. Really? You've never experienced it. You've never seen it. I digress. Emily in Boston. I've read about unconscious bias. How can we address this within our recruitment and promotion processes? I'm gonna answer this one. So we get to David in Los Angeles. Emily in Boston. First of all, you've read about unconscious bias. What does that mean? I've never read about unconscious bias. I know it when I see it. Okay, that's one. Okay. How can we address I guess you mean white folks. How can we address this within our recruitment and promotion processes? Very good question. Let me start with the positive reinforcement first. Very good question. I'm glad that you're asked this question. I'm glad that you're seeing that you need to really ask this question. Within the day, when it comes down to it, stop doing it. Just interview people based off what you need and what they can offer. Stop doing it. Stop thinking that because someone has afros or that is cute or whatever, we all know when we do it. I understand actually culture in a company and one in a certain culture, but when it comes down to it, Miss Emily, unconscious bias is just that. Obviously, you're very unconscious. I don't know if you're biased or not, but you have no clue. And how do you address it? There's nothing to address. What is these questions? Stop doing it. You don't need to address it because if you don't do it, no one thinks about it. You want to say anything to her? Okay, I guess not. David from Los Angeles. Hello, I'm looking to diversify our leadership. Damn, okay. Woo, you in this company. I don't know what company David's in, but he's saying he about to fire some people. Dave from Los Angeles. Oh, yeah, because okay, y'all, Los Angeles has a new law. This is so correct. California, I think, has a new law to where they monitor how much diversity corporations boards have. So this is what David asked in Los Angeles. Hello, I'm looking to diversify our leadership team. What steps can I take to ensure a more equitable representation? You know what? I think that's a great question. This is the best one. Finally, a real damn question that's not so rudimentary. When it comes down to it, that is a new law. I understand folks in California are battling with this law for their companies and what do they do. And I think that when it comes down to it, to ensure more equitable, and I'll allow the word ensure this time, more equitable representation. The world is global. California is very diverse. It's not about ensuring anything. Again, I don't like that word. You don't need to ensure anything at all. When it comes down to it, you should be looking to push your company forward. It's not all about education. It's not all about situations. Some of it is about diversity and bringing markets, women, blacks, gays, and lower income, higher income, bringing these folks to the table. And the best way to bring them to the table is to have leadership. So I'll say that's a great thing. David, I appreciate that question. Let's go to you. Want to? You're back here, brother Rakim. You want to answer anything about David?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, Jennifer in Seattle. I've been hearing a lot about cultural appropriation. We just talked about this. And these are completely different. Just talked about this. Jennifer in Seattle. I've been hearing about cultural appropriation. What I heard a lot about. I've heard. What is this? I'm thinking, is this a what they? I'm not used to this. They talk really passive aggressive. You notice that, brother Rakim, or just me? They're very like detached. Do you notice that?
I actually know a lot of people who are detached or just in their own bubble to where they really just don't understand. Like it's not until it's mentioned or they see someone close to them where it happens to, it really has to be explained.
I couldn't imagine working with someone that'd be at a meeting saying, I've heard a lot about cultural appropriation. Can you please explain what it means and how we can prevent it? I'd be in the meeting like, so I got to explain you to yourself? But you explain, please, Rakim, because you was gone. You missed 2 questions. Your turn.
I mean, cultural appropriation. Go ahead.
Okay, you got it. Okay, let me read it properly. Let me give her respect. I'm sorry. Let me read for the recording. Let me give her respect. Jennifer from Seattle asked, I've been hearing about cultural appropriation. Can you explain what it means and how we can prevent it?
To prevent cultural appropriation is, again, not genuinely responding to people, rather you're conscious or unconscious about it, like responding to people based off of what you feel is the color of their skin, being appropriate towards, like, it doesn't have to be mentioned at all, right? And if there is to be some form of, if it's being requested to, be mentioned, if you don't know, ask a question. You know what I mean? Like ask the person who you feel as though is expressing it to you. So I feel like ultimately you're just treating every person the way that you would, I can't say would like to be treated because that's, subjective. So I guess it's just treating everyone with respect and dignity and being able to have a conversation without including the color of someone's skin, the style of their hair, like why does all or seems to be all black men or black women or trying to relate to someone because of by bringing up the color of their skin. I was having a conversation about this with someone. It's like it's not normal for a black person to go up to a white person and be like, hey, I had a white friend growing up like who was like da 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 da, but it's really normalized to do that. And I feel like that's an unconscious thing. I don't think that's, and it's what drives it even further is that it's something that's done to actually like, hey, I'm not doing this with malicious intent. I'm really trying to connect with you, not realizing the best way to connect with a person is treating them like a person, not trying to point out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you a brother, or hey, brother, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like that, like small things like that, could be taken the wrong way because I'm not getting, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? Hey, howdy ho. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that when I talk to you. It's like different inflection. So, yeah, like, I guess that's the best way to approach it. It's literally just speaking to someone. Like, you don't have to speak to a person, a black person the same way. I mean, a different way than you speak to a white person. Like, I mean, unless it's kind of called for and this person feels like, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you express that in a different way? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, these conversations are like, to me, it's just like, what, like, I don't get why it's necessary to I've been told, hey, you're the whitest black person I know. And I was completely lost. And that was said to me by white people and black people. So it's like, to me, it's like, this is just a subject that, I don't really understand myself because my brain doesn't operate that way. Like, I mean, my brain doesn't operate in literally classifying a person in a certain type of way, in a sense of this is the way that I have to approach them. I just be myself, and that's that. And that's what people get caught up in. Black people get caught up in just being themselves. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they're being hit with, hey, I'm relating to you because like, you know, I used to date a black chick back in college and da 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 da. You're like, where did that come from? Like, what are you talking? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, I don't know, man.
You guys, okay. First of all, okay. This one, Robert in Houston says hi. I want to support our Black employees' mental health. Any suggestions on creating a safe space for them to discuss their experiences? Hell no. Hell no. No Black person is going to sit there with their white ass boss, Robert, and tell you about their, what did you call it? Experiences with mental health. One, they don't probably know they have any.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you're probably part of the problem. I'm amazed at how many you mean to tell me you don't even have a close enough relationship with the Black folks in your company to be able to say, man, you look like you're sad today. You okay? Without literally asking a DEI person how to do it. So this goes back to our beginning. While we need this situation, this show, we are literally 3 hours right now.
Yeah.
Wrap this up. But literally, this is what Black folks are dealing with. A boss who can't even say, how are you today?
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay, I can't. William from Atlanta. Oh shit, it's a white person from around Georgia. I even looked at the question yet. I've heard of. I don't know where they get these words. Have you seen this question?
Yeah. I'm colorblind. I don't see color. I don't, and it's like, nah, you do. You do.
I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't be a DEI consultant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My producers are like, look at me, like, y'all. I've not read these questions, Rakeem. I've not read any of them actually. So, William from Atlanta, Georgia. I've heard of color blindness. Is it a good approach or so color blindness is an approach now? Is it a good approach or should we be it's we, so this is a bunch of folks in the company. Should we be acknowledging race more openly? You please answer, brother.
I think it's just understanding, you know, it's taking accountability and understanding that, yeah, we do see like color, like we were all raised in this environment, you know what I'm saying, in the United States that like pushes the agenda of, you know, racism and separation, you know what I mean, and division, especially in its most by color, you know what I mean? So for a white person or a boss or in an authoritative figure to, or anyone in that environment, in a work environment, to be like, hey, I don't see color, as into approach of I'm not racist, you know what I mean? Like the fact, if that's coming up in conversation, it's only going to trigger someone to think that you are or that you do. Like it's kind of being like insulting your intelligence, so to speak. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, no, you do see color. We all do. I mean, like, you know, and it's not a, you know, significantly just in one corner thing. So no, you're not going to relate to a Black person by saying that I don't see color, because the first thing you're going to make them think is that you do. Actually, you probably do more than you're trying to imply that you do. Like, you know what I mean? So no, I think that is a terrible quote unquote approach. Like to say like, no, just acknowledge like, hey, I understand, but it means no difference to me. Like, you know what I mean? What color is, and the only way it should be brought up if it's being brought up by a person, or to be like, hey, we should abolish not bringing that up. Like, how about we don't say that? It's insensitive. It's racially insensitive. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. It's all about sensitivity training. It's racially insensitive. Some of these topics or conversations are insensitive in itself. Like, they shouldn't be topics. Like, we don't, you know what I mean? Like, if it's topics specifically brought about for people of color, then it's racially insensitive, because it shouldn't be a topic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, to me, it's that simple. I welcome anyone, you know, in the comments to, you know, help us out here if we're not, you know, expressing things in the most civil, or like, you know what I mean, or technical, or explaining things in an appropriate way. You know, because that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Educating here. I'm not one to claim.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The show is called In Your Face, Unapologetic. Okay, first of all, I feel sorry for the black people at your company, William, in Atlanta, Georgia. How the hell can you not see color?
Yeah.
It's blackity, black, and gay.
Mm-hmm.
You need to see color and understand. But if the CRT again, I don't know what it is about black folks. We can identify with everybody: Filipinos, Koreans, everybody, whites, everybody. We could say that. We could say color or joke about something or do something about racial or whatever, and people don't see us as a threat or negative. At the end of the day, you in Atlanta. I'm sorry, you in Georgia. Okay, I've heard of. First of all, you ain't heard of color blindness. A lot of y'all white folks say, I don't see color. You know what the hell you talking about. But I think he was talking about earlier when we were talking, right? But now you know it's something. So first of all, color exists. And I feel sorry. I'm not even going to address you. I feel sorry for the black folks who work there that have to deal with the situation. And that's why we need this show. Because they're dealing with this situation at work. A boss doesn't understand your plights. That is so busy trying not to be a racist that he's not empathetic to understand what black folks in Georgia go through.
Mm-hmm.
The last one, Jessica from Philadelphia. I want to be an ally. Thank you, Jessica. I had to catch myself. I want to be an ally. How can I support my black colleagues without coming across as performative or insincere? Go, Rocky.
You won't come off insincere or performative if you're just treating people like people. Like a person, doesn't matter what color they are, if you're coming off talking about something and being empathetic and saying, yo, like, I hear you. Like, yo, I understand, like, you know what I mean, like what you're going through. And I think it's unjust and I think it's unfair. And then you ask them, hey, what do you think that I can do to, you know what I mean, to help? Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't go overboard because then it's going to be, you know, performative. Like, I don't need you trying to fight our battles and trying to ride in like a white knight. But like, I mean, you can, you know, just be here and let's talk about it and we can formulate a plan together. Like, I mean, that's it. It's just treating a person like a person and just feeling comfortable to just talk to them about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that it's something new and, you know, you might feel like they might feel some type of way. But I can almost promise you that they won't if you're just coming to them genuinely to have a conversation about it. Like, you know what I mean? Especially if it's being spoken about to them. Like, you know what I mean? Or after an incident happens, like, yo, this is like messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just be willing to open up and say, hey, can I hear your perspective about it? Like, I know how I feel about it, but can I hear your perspective so I can actually like understand like a little bit more like your actual perspective while you're going through this versus how I feel towards this injustice.
Thank you for that fantastic answer. I was thinking the complete opposite. When it comes down to it, that wow, this is okay. Kimberly Johnson has some advice for Michael. Kimberly says an example for Michael would be hearing a black person or a Spanish person speaks unbroken, maybe improper English. You say or you speak. So, I got you. Let me back up because I messed it up. An example for Michael would be hearing a black person or a Spanish person speaks capital U. I saw Kimberly. I saw it. Unbroken, proper English. You say, "Oh, you speak so well," meaning you speak well for a black person, or I can't believe you speak so well. That is microaggression. That's for you, Michael. So they trying to help you out here for free. This didn't cost you $100,000 a year. Okay. Jessica from Philadelphia. I want to be an ally and support my black colleagues without coming across it. Okay. Jessica. Oh, now okay. Let me. Okay. I'm a Jessica. Wait, girl. Okay. This is Black LinkedIn, so black folks first. Cultural appropriate. Okay. This is Anton Washington, founder CEO of Creative Innovative. Cultural appropriation, just stop and develop a plan to implement and improve looking at a black man or woman like they're human. Not capital all caps. Not because their hair is nappy. Whose hair is nappy? Or have kinky, twisted, or the color of their skin! Exclamation point. People are so weird in not acknowledging the factors, all caps, that they have not had a conversation to minimize the cultural differences in the workplace. That's what I was saying, brother Anton. I don't know how y'all work with this at work. How do you do this every day? Anyway, brother Rakib, woo, Jessica, I gotta scratch my head, girl. I'm sorry, Jessica. Just be an ally. Don't perform, and don't try to be insecure about it. Just support. Like this, share this, send this to your white friends that need education. That's how you can be an ally without seeming like you're performative or insecure. First of all, my full screen. First of all, you guys, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I know that we've been going on and on. We're going to end this show in just a little bit. I did not want to make the black folks wait any longer. The only reason you waited this long is because you guys are commenting the same time while we're reading these. So, black folks have 5 questions. We're here to bridge the gap, you guys. Spark understanding. This is Black LinkedIn. And yeah, maybe even ruffle for some feathers, y'all. I know you guys are going to feel like attacked, maybe some of you, but guess what? It's all in the name of growth, unity, and progress. That's why we're here today. You guys, I'm Kareem Jackson again. You're here with my boy Rakeem. Let's dive in. Let's break these barriers and let's build the bridges that'll make a real impact. I hope that's what we're doing. This is going to be on replay. This is going to be restreamed, re-edited, and regurgitated many, many times. Again, you're here at Monkey in the Room segment of the Kareem Jackson Live on the Set Black LinkedIn show with Rakeem Mitchell. And we're ready to tear down these walls of silence because it's been a long time. Get into this next segment, you guys, of the Monkey in the Room. 5 questions that Black individuals asked us during the break here, you guys, or over the week when we posted the show, particularly considering mental health, stress, lower income, the Crown Act, and other aspects related to the other side of the DEI affirmative action coin. I keep saying, you guys, bring Rakeem back in, please. I keep saying that you guys, when you ask these questions, it's like none of you really think, what does a black person feel like? What does it feel to be a black person? And I just thought today, 2023, year of our Lord, that I've been making her cut her hair for 5 years. That I've been making her wear those clothes for 5 years. That I've been making her do this, do that. Asian, I make them feel uncomfortable when they come and want to heat up their fried fish in the microwave because I don't like the smell. I can't stand the smell of fried fish. But I ignore that shit because I know that's what they like. That's their food. That's their Asian thing. I don't say nothing. It ain't going to kill me. Because if I want to come in here and I want to hear some chitlins, if I want to hear some hot sauce, they can't say anything. That's how I look at it. But Brother Rakeem, Jasmine, hey girl, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you. Jasmine from Detroit. Hey sister, how you doing? She says, I often feel the weight of being, wow, girl, sorry. I'm really bad at this, Rakeem. I can't read because I can read really fast. I can read ahead and be like, poor girl, I can feel your pain, girl. Jasmine from Detroit says, I often feel the weight of being one of the few black employees in my workplace. How do I navigate this while managing the stress it brings? What do you say, Rakeem?
The best way to manage or maintain your mental health while going through anything, let alone something as exploding as this, is getting more in touch with yourself, getting more in touch with what the triggers are or where they come from or where your pain comes from more than just the workplace, and understanding, like, bridging the gap between what this place means to you. Like, if you spending more time at work than you do at home or in your own safe environment, right? Then you might want to change that or shift that a little bit, to be able to mitigate or to take down the stress. So it's doing like forms of whatever you enjoy to do. I don't even want to give you specific examples, but go down a list of things that you know that soothe you, or that allows you to feel at peace or home, and then start to bring some of those issues into the light for yourself. So, and again, as you bring it into the light or you speak it out and not leave it just inside of yourself, you get it out, and it will have less control over you and how you feelings wise, right? Emotions, energy, emotion, it won't move you the way that it did before. Allow those topics and issues or how you mean, allow that to not have power over you, and actually find something that's more sustainable for yourself as you move on to the future. Like, I can't give you a specific answer because I'm not speaking to you specifically. I don't know your likes. I don't know your dislikes. You know what I mean? But yeah, we can work through a plan of action of sourcing what makes you feel comfortable, what brings you peace, what brings you joy, and putting that over, and practicing that a little bit more. Maybe if it's taking more time off, okay, they're not giving you time off, then it's creating a side hustle. You know what I'm saying? A side hustle, like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, which allows you to get yourself out of an environment like that you literally can't take anymore. But when it comes to you're able to withstand what's going on, you just need to do more things that brings you peace and brings you joy, while you're also talking about these things that bother you to bring it out into light. Like, I mean, so it's not corrupting you from the inside out. Yeah, that'll be the best way to managing and maintaining or managing the stress or mitigating the stress this topic takes over you.
Okay, Jasmine, hold on one second. Anton Washington, founder and CEO of Creative Innovative, says for Jessica, the one I cut off. I'm sorry, Jessica. Hope you're still watching, Jessica. Get involved with the Black organization. I'm just going to look at you, Brother Anton. You gave her, she's obviously, anyway, let me read what you said, because you gave her the first statement would scare the hell out of Jessica. She got to go join a bunch of Negroes now. She got to join the NAACP. Anyway, sorry, I'm sorry. Jessica, he says, directly to you, get involved with the Black organization, volunteer, etc. Do not minimize spaces for them. Let them speak. Be their ally by learning and evolving. Exclamation point, exclamation point. He said, go join the NAACP. Okay, Jasmine, sister, I feel your pain. This is what I was talking about right here, Rakeem. You already answered. I'm not going to get into it, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what she look at out there. She feels the weight. How many folks go to work and be like, I feel the weight of being the only white person. I feel the weight of being the only fat person. Right?
Yeah,
she feels weight. Anyway, Malik in New Orleans says, my income hasn't been growing as fast as others, and I suspect it's due to bias. What strategies can I use to negotiate better and advocate for fair pay? Let me answer that real quick because I'll get into it really quick. First of all, if you know that you're better, you can prove that you're better. Play devil's advocate and literally walk in and ask why you're not getting more money. What are you scared of? What are you afraid of? I think Anton mentioned this a long time, about 2 hours ago, about how he was afraid or something like that about speaking out.
Mm.
First of all, if you're doing better and you're worth more, you can probably get a better job. So before you do that, start looking for a job, get a side hustle, but then go in there and ask them why you're not getting paid. Very simple. Ask them directly. Why not? You want to say anything?
Nah, it's exactly that. Value yourself. Value. Like, I mean, like if you understand, like it goes back to what you said earlier. It's like we don't give ourselves enough credit. It's like value yourself. I think that goes a little bit further than just being of color. It's like you have to understand you may be working and you're not in a position to that you don't have any weight, but you do. And especially if you make yourself a force in that area, if you know that you know what I mean, you're the man, you know what I'm saying, and you're making stuff happen, you know, I can almost guarantee they're only doing to you what you're allowing that for them to do to you. So if you go in there, you know what I mean, with your chest poked up and your head held high and you got your receipts of this is what I do, you know what I mean? Like that's your proof. And like you shared, I could take this somewhere else because at this point, a job is a job is a job. It ain't like it's your own business. Like, you know what I mean? Like where, you know what I mean, you doing what you got to do. But at the end of the day, like you said, don't be fearful, know your worth and step in there and ask for that fair pay, ask for that pay.
And this one is for you too, brother. This one's from Lauren in Washington, D.C. She says, I've been trying to balance work and self-care, but it's tough with the constant racial microaggressions. See this with the white person. I've heard of microaggressions, right? How can I maintain my mental well-being? That's for you.
It goes in to me, sourcing, right? That would have to be a lot more to do with how you view yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying microaggressions don't exist, but we can only how someone harm us is what we allow for someone to harm us. So don't give someone that power to harm you. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like if they want to do that, it's not let them. You can call people out on it. You have a voice, you have emotions, you're a human, you're allowed to share, you know what I mean, how you feel about it. Do that. But when it comes to maintaining your self-care, and if the constant microaggressions are taken away from your self-care, then that means you're still not putting yourself over other people. Like, you know, and so it's like, in order to have that self-care, you have to work on how you view yourself, Lauren. Like, you have to look at yourself and put value towards yourself. You know, and the more that you value yourself is the less that you won't believe the lies of somebody else and what they're saying about you. Or if they're having something to say about you, that's not a lie and you feel it's not a lie, then take it as a compliment, because that means they hating. And the only thing that they're saying negative about you or having something to say about you is only because they either admire it or they fear it. You know what I mean? So they're trying to bring you down when it comes to it. Like, I mean, so again, you take that, transmute that negative energy into positive energy, and you wear that and you own that. You go, yeah, I know. Flip that hair. You tell them, I know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they say something like, but yeah, you're bold, you're beautiful, you're brave. Start telling yourself things like that, and the things that other people say about you or the images that people try to put on you, you have control in that and how you receive that.
Hey, Andre in Chicago says, I've heard of the Crown Act, but how do I advocate for it in the workplace? What can I do to ensure black hair is respected and embraced? Let me answer that real quick.
Yeah.
First of all, compliment. Say, I love that. Say, I can't believe your hair looks so good, it looks so great, it looks compliment. Because when someone sees positivity, it's hard to be negative. It's hard to be the first one to criticize, because a lot of folks criticize first. But if you want to show specifically what you said, respect and embracing of the hair, when they walk in the front door, say, girl, I love your hair. You are fly today. Or on the reverse side, since you're black and you're in, I think maybe you're asking from this perspective too, is it when another person criticizes it to you, immediately call them out and say, what are you talking about? I love her hair or his hair. Immediately say, what do you mean? Don't say, really? You think so? Da-da-da-da. Don't engage. Don't be passive aggressive. Say, what? Her hair is fly. What the fuck are you talking about? Darnell from Atlanta says, I'm tired of hearing you got. We just talked about this too, brother, okay? Darnell from Atlanta says, I'm tired of hearing you got the job because of affirmative action. How do I deal with these assumptions and advocate for my true qualifications? It's actually the same question twice on this page. You notice that? Same issue. But take that. What do you think, Rakeem?
What I think personally is, man, we ain't got nothing to prove to anybody. Like, especially when it comes to trying to validate with words. Actions speak louder than words. So if someone feels like you got a job for affirmative action, insecurity, their insecurity, you prove to them, or to, you know what I mean, or not prove to them, but you just do the best of your ability and you hyper excel and you show that even if I did get this job, quote unquote, off of affirmative action, quote unquote, right? I don't have this job because, and I have this job because of me, my performance, and how well of a worker that I am in the world that I excel at doing this job. Point blank, period. Like, you don't have to prove anything to nobody. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Let your work speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? And not let that be the value.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the last segment, you guys. I'm gonna be full screen, Julius. You guys, if you guys have enjoyed this, please like this and share this. I'm glad that you guys have been here. This has been a long, fantastic show. This is a marathon. We're about done, though. We got the black folks questions. We got the white folks questions. Kareem Jackson, again, you guys live on the set. Brother Rakeem is here. Stay tuned, you guys. Stay locked in because we're diving into those unapologetic questions that have been begging to be answered to and all that kind of great stuff. We've been digging into that for the last hour. If you guys missed it, the playback is coming. This is all about understanding. It's about creating a space for all of us, especially black folks on LinkedIn, where we can all grow together. So keep that in mind, you guys. A big shout out, you guys, to you for the amazing folks who have tuned in for the heartbreaking, amazing, heart-pounding, amazing situation that we have created today for this premiere of the Black LinkedIn Show right here in Kareem Jackson Live on the set. This was the Monkey in the Room segment. We appreciate you guys being here. Rakeem and I want to send our gratitude for your energy, your questions, and your passion for change. And guess what, people? We are just revving up our engines. This is just the first episode. We're so glad you're here. We're going to get better at this, faster at this. But you guys have sent in literally 35 questions. I've only put 15 here. You sent in 20 topics you wanted me to cover. I think we only had 5 that we put here or whatever like that in the beginning. So, you guys, Rakeem, we're very grateful. Rakeem and I are very grateful, you guys. We thank you so much for this. Next week, we're bringing even more fire right here to Black LinkedIn. We ain't done. We're just getting started, you guys. Hold on to your hats because on Friday, I'm here with Philip Williams, live and direct, entering the studio. He's going to be right over there, sitting over there. Philip is on LinkedIn guy. Got like 50,000 people follow him on LinkedIn. Older guy, controversial guy, white guy from London, away from England. I think he's from London, but from England. He and I are getting deep into the nitty-gritty of black and white issues, from the unspoken pain of reparations that we talked about today, and how he thinks that at the end of the day, these are all a situation. You can see the graphic there, you guys. That's Philip. That's me. We're talking about this Friday. He has an issue with reparations, you guys, and he thinks that it's a scam pretty much. He's persistent struggle against racism. He doesn't believe it exists, which some feel it's black folks like me. We're just complaining all the time, and the shadows of slavery are kind of just shadows in general. And how some people feel, they say slavery was no big deal. He's one of those. And I want you guys to meet him. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to get to the nitty gritty over some cocktails. This is going to be a very nice, very candid, fun, but direct conversation, enlightening conversation that it's bound to leave you guys thinking at the least. He's going to be thinking, I'm going to be thinking. We're going to come to an agreement of some kind of love at the end of the show, I'm sure. And we're going to offer some deep talks, a few cocktails, of course, by liquorexpress.ph, and some open-minded listening. Let's see if black and white can reach an understanding. You've heard these issues with Black LinkedIn, so we're going to bring some of those white folks in, so we're going to add some different dynamics to that. A huge shout out to Jasmine, Malik, Lauren, Andre, Darnell, those thought-provoking questions today. Thank you. You're the real VIPs. Kimberly, Anton, David Youngblood, thank you very much. You are the true VIPs here. And speaking of real, another fact about LinkedIn, you guys, did you know that Black LinkedIn professionals have increased just in the last 2 years over 40%? The first statistic was 2019, but just in the last 2 years, just got me this, 40% of that growth was in the last 2 years. We're growing, people. Black LinkedIn is real. If you're watching this and you're not black, pay attention. So yeah, we're growing, we're thriving, and we're together. We're rewriting history, at least for LinkedIn. So keep those connections coming, keep the conversations coming, and let's continue to make Black LinkedIn a force to be reckoned with. This is Kareem Jackson along with Rakeem signing out for now, but don't worry, we're just getting started, so stay tuned. We're going to be here next week. You want to bring Rakeem? Is he still there? Yeah. Rakeem, brother, you want to say anything closing up, brother? Let these folks get on with their day.
Yeah, I don't want to say nothing, but thank you guys so much. Thank you for the viewers and guys who had, ladies, men and ladies who had put in some input, because again, it's all about the collective. We don't have all the answers. We're just people, but together we all have our experiences. We all have our wisdom, and we're all spoken through differently. It's about the collective. Let's educate. Let's elevate. Yeah, thank you guys, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Kareem, for having the show. Thank you for making me a part of it. And yeah, that's all I have to share.
Thank you, brother. Let's go full screen. You guys, I want to thank you for being here. I'm Kareem Jackson, live on the set. This is Black LinkedIn and the monkey in the room. You guys are amazing. Remember, success is for everyone, and that means you too, Black LinkedIn. We opened it with a prayer. We want to close it with a prayer, because in the day, we know that we would not be where we are without Jesus, without help, without faith. I don't care if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, or a Krishna, Buddhist, Catholic, whatever the hell you are. I shouldn't have said hell, but whatever you are, we know that we wouldn't be there without faith. So we're going to close this out with a prayer. Dr. D is on LinkedIn as well. Follow her, connect with her. But thank you. Success for everyone, people. And that means you. Thanks for being here. Kareem Jackson signing off, you guys, with a prayer.
Good morning. God bless you all. I am Dr. D. Knighton from Kansas City, Missouri, Shamar Ministries Online, and also Shamar Ministry of School. I'm live here at my own local assembly, World Harvest Ministries, and I want to pray with you this morning. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, God, we thank you and we praise you. We give glory unto you, for you are worthy to be praised. Now, God, as my friend Kareem go on air, God, we ask you to embark the listeners, God. We ask you to let them be able to hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. And God, move them in a way that's going to make them productive for the kingdom. We come against every assignment of the enemy that wants to steal, kill, and destroy. But God, we thank you because you give us life and life more abundantly. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Thank you all for joining in with us this morning for your morning prayer. May the blessings of the Lord make it rich and add no sorrow to you. God bless.